Uh-oh. 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 Oh yeah. What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. Y'all see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all know what we on. Wow. R. Kelly got 30 years. Damn, 30? This is undoubtedly a life sentence for the R&B singer. A life. Basically, he's getting life. He still has other cases he has to deal with, but y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail, y'all know what we on, what we talking about. Let me run the intro. We'll be right back. Share the link. Let me share the link. And wow, 30 years, man. It's a lot of time in prison. So we'll talk about it. Let's get into it. It's Breaking Beats with your man Marq Nash. Let's get it.
This that squad sound.
What's popping, y'all? What's going on? You back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. R. Kelly, 30 years, 30 years. Woo! We're gonna talk about it, break down some of the things happening in the case. I got a survey in the chat. I'm asking you guys, is this justified or not? Was this overdone? Yo, yo, shout out to Raimi Michelle. She sent me this one thing too. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. This is hilarious. I got to share the screen on this. This will probably be part of. Um, damn, yo, this the last thing you want to see when you Let me share my screen, yo. This was not playing right here, but I gotta show this part right here because I can't believe she sent this to me. Shout out to my sister Raimi Michelle. This is hilarious. I was like, damn, I should do a whole episode on this. You know what I'm saying? She sent me this screenshot. They got this. Now look, this is probably the wrong time to do this, but let's do it. They got this what that mouth do contest. Cucumber suck off. What that mouth do? Cucumber suck off contest. How far can you go before you choke? No phones out. $100. That's it. $100 enough. Okay. $100 enough cash prize. July 1st. This is going down at the State Fair Lounge. What city is this? Detroit. Should have known. Should have known. Detroit, you niggas gonna nig it up. Respectfully. Okay. Wow. What that mouth do contest coming to? How far? Oh my god. Oh my god. Birthdays are free. Free entry. Okay. Hilarious. Hilarious. What that mouth do contest. Oh yeah. Man, I wish I was in Detroit. I would love to see that play out. Oh my goodness. She said goodbye to R. Kelly. One, if he still believes he can fly. Damn. James Peterson in the building. He said that lady was trafficking kids, only got 20 years. Okay. And Kelly got 30 years of fucking some girl that parents knew. Wow. Damn. All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. They say R. Kelly needs to pull a Nino Brown. Oh yeah, Nino Brown started telling. Yeah. He definitely started telling. He was like, if I'm going down, I ain't going down by myself. Yeah, Nino Brown definitely started telling right there in the building. Let me change this up a little bit right here. Damn, man. Hey look, YouTube already don't gave me a slow down, homie. That's not gonna work. Okay. So we got a survey in the chat. R. Kelly is sentenced to 30 years. Your thoughts? 58% so far saying Kelly got what he deserved. We got 12 votes. Can we get 12 likes to match that? R. Kelly is innocent. 25 people are saying that. Got 17% saying it was a witch hunt with the RICO charges. And lastly, it says guilty but was double jeopardy. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about this as the show progresses. Hope everybody's having a good day wherever they at. Hope this video finds you in good spirits, good health, good broadcast, good positivity, all that good stuff. Prosperity. Hip hop, political, sports show with a comedy twist. We don't let the jokes fly because life is serious enough. Salute to my sister girl behind the mic. She in the building. What up, though? What's popping, sis? Let me I'll change this. I'll change it. I'll change this right here to see, let more people get in on this conversation. So I'll change it to 2 minutes. I'll change it to 2 minutes. Gotta be subscribed for 2 minutes before you can talk to me and the family over here. All right. I'll change it to 2 minutes. So the report reads, R. Kelly is sentenced to 30 years for a scheme to lure children into sex. The R&B singer 55, damn, so this is pretty much a life sentence. The R&B singer 55 is likely to spend most of the rest of his life in prison after being convicted of years of psychological and sexual abuse. It continues. R. Kelly, R&B star who long evaded justice, is sentenced to 30 years. This is according to the New York Times. 31 years ago, R. Kelly, a budding R&B artist from Chicago in his mid-20s, was signed to his first major record label around the same time he began having sex with a 15-year-old girl, according to her subsequent lawsuit. The accusations mounted for over the decades. They grew increasingly heinous. They spilled into public view. Still, the singer, who became a superstar, leaned on his fame to mask the predator under the persona and shield himself from consequences. All right. Now, they said R. Kelly is going to face a second federal trial in August. Damn. He ain't getting out no time soon. Another federal case in August. All right. She said, goodbye, R. Kelly. Okay, let me catch up on the chat real quick. Scan Rain. He said, salute to Brother Nash. Peace to you. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no motherfucking way. Motor City. Oh, yeah. You talking about that, what? Hunting. She said, not for no $100, maybe $500. Oh shit, girl behind the mic. You said you'll do the cucumber suck off challenge. What that mouth do contest? I'm all for it. Probably not the best night to be talking about this, but I'm in. I'm all for it. Shout out to Detroit. All right, let's get back on track. Let's get back on task. Where was he sentenced? New York. Yes, 30 years. Girl behind the mic, what up? Kills in jail for life, absolutely. He said, peace, brothers and sisters. Free R. Kelly. I'm going to keep listening to his music, just like I'll continue to watch The Cosby Show. Peace. Okay. All right, shout out to I Know Boxing. All right, let me continue with the rest of this story. We're going to talk about it. Smash the lights, man. Make sure the lights match the survey, all right? So let's get back into this R. Kelly. All right, so it says, where we at? All right. He's going to face a second federal trial set for August. For the victims of the R&B singer, R. Kelly is sentencing in the R. Kelly is sentencing in New York on Wednesday. Has been long awaited, arriving after decades of accusations of sexual and physical abuse. But Wednesday's decision aside, the former entertainer will remain in deep legal peril, and any prison term he faces could still ultimately grow. Mr. Kelly is scheduled to stand trial again in Chicago on August the 15th, where he faces federal charges for producing child pornography and luring minors into sex acts. It will arrive 14 years after his first Illinois trial, a high-profile affair in 2008, where he was acquitted for more than a dozen counts of child pornography. Now prosecutors say that Mr. Kelly and two former employees, Daryl McDavid and Milton Brown, tried to manipulate the case's outcome, paying off witnesses and victims to buy their cooperation. One man, for example, received about $170,000 in 2008 to cancel a news conference where he was set to announce he had video evidence of the singer's illegal sexual behavior. But some would call that extortion too, right? Did they? Okay. Sound like the dude distorted them for 170,000, respectfully. All right, but Mr. Kelly and his two former employees have pleaded not guilty to the allegations. Kelly also faces another state sex crime charge in New York. In Illinois, and accusations of prostitution with the minor in Minnesota. Damn, this nigga still on tour. He going on tour still, y'all. Oh, the tour continues. Damn. Shout out to my guy Jules in the building. Lisa Bells, what up, sister? How you doing? Shout out to the lounge. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Shell Moore said, I love you, Lisa. Patricia Shelton, what up? She said, Hugh Hefner did it for years, but it was called the Playboy House and the Playboy Bunnies. Uh-oh. Yo, he died right in time, right? Died right in time. They will show, like, yeah, they will show about could have put a case on him. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but they didn't, though. Shoulda, woulda, couldn't, but you didn't, though. They did not press any charges against what's his name, Hugh Hefner. Yeah, he got off with it. Let me continue with the rest of the story, and then we can chop it up with the neighborhood and see what y'all talking about. R. Kelly and his two former employees pled not guilty to the charge. Okay, I read that. Boom. I still, what was that? Where we at? Okay. The scene at the Chicago courthouse could be far different from the New York trial, where just a few supporters of Mr. Kelly arrived to watch the proceedings each day. Throughout his career, Mr. Kelly leaned on his deep connections to Chicago, his hometown, and has retained a sizable group of fans in the city. Still, the August trial is not expected to fully mirror the atmosphere around the first case, when Mr. Kelly was invited to perform alongside children at the Chicago church the same day that he pleaded not guilty. Wow. Okay, same day he pleaded not guilty as he left the courthouse. Wow. Hold up. So the first time he pleaded not guilty, he was invited to perform alongside children at the Chicago church. Hell no. That's probably why they did that Boondocks. Skit, because they had my man Kelly performing with kids. Hell no. Why he's pleading not guilty to this stuff? Come on, man. This is crazy. Crazy. Let me share my screen. So y'all know what I mean when I say these things. Damn, Kelly. Might be a Rizat, man. Is it over for R. Kelly, y'all? Are y'all canceling R. Kelly? Is it over? Can he come back from this? Because I remember when Bill Cosby case went down, a lot of people thought it was over for Bill Cosby, but he found a way to bounce back and he got out of jail. He did come home. So want to know what y'all think of this case. I got a survey in the chat. Let me see what they saying in the comments. Okay, everybody just saying what's up to each other. All right, peace. Salute to everybody pulling up. Derek Clark said Hugh Hefner had chicks doing what? Yeah, chicks doing what? Hugh Hefner had chicks doing what? This? Yo. It's a cucumber. It's just a cucumber. They're checking out the vegetables. Wow. Okay. Yo, that's crazy. He said, come back from this. He's probably gonna die in prison. Hey, look, we thought the same thing about Bill Cosby, Karma. We literally saw Bill Cosby get sentenced to what should have been or could have been considered a life sentence. He is at home right now eating pudding pops. My wife committed. So can he come back? Absolutely, Karma. Like, that's why I gotta ask, Karma. We thought it was over for Bill Cosby. He came home. Shoot, it was a whole bunch of times we thought it was over for Donald Trump and some of those guys. Some of them people are already out of jail. You know what I'm just saying? So I gotta ask. Somebody said R. Kelly's fucking done. All right. She said he's coming back from it. See what I'm saying? I gotta ask, Karma. She said he's coming back. Shout out to Patricia Shelton. R. Kelly gets sentenced to 30 years. Hold up, man. I ain't even share this shit right here. Hold on, bear with me. Somebody on Facebook said for sure. See, I don't think it's a far gone conclusion that people are automatically saying it's a wrap. Some people are saying no, it's not. Rob G said, I'll still jam some R. Kelly. Let me ask y'all this. Are y'all still playing his music? Shout out to Rob G. He said absolutely. Said, yeah, he's still gonna play the music. Are you guys still playing R. Kelly? Can you still play R. Kelly and not be looked at like, yo, something's wrong with you? Or if you play R. Kelly, people gonna think you with the bullshit? Ladies, can you still get down to some R. Kelly? You walk in the house, your man got the rose petals laid out for you. You know, rose petals on the floor, rose petals on the bed, rose petals everywhere. You got some chocolate, some whipped cream, whatever you like, some caramel syrup. You walk in the door and you hear that, you hear that. Let me get that get that baby. Are you? Is it a rap? Can you still get busy with that? You know, is it certain songs you hear half on the baby? Can you still get down to that? My mind's telling me no. Can you still rock with it? I'm asking. I'm joking, but it's a very serious question. I'm actually serious. I'm asking it. Can y'all still rock with the R. Kelly? Bear with me, y'all. I'm sharing my link out right here. Sharing my link. Sharing my link. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. It's a legit question. Can you still get busy to your R. Kelly? Rob G said he can. Scant Rand said he can record a song from jail phone like Sean. Scant Rand, you know that Sean album was trash. You know that Sean album from jail was trash. Stop playing with me. You know that was trash. Justified or set up. Now I found this one part of the story crazy. Now I'm gonna get to that part of this article. Let me go back to this article I was reading. So this is the part of the story that bothers me. They have a young lady here who's a victim. But Pete this, she admitted. Okay, the final one misspoke. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward through some of this because this is like mad pages in the article. But let me put this picture on the screen. These women are at the center of the case. Now, this one girl, her name is Geronda Pace. Geronda. Are y'all familiar with the girl Geronda and her story and what happened with her in this case? She admitted that she lied about her age. Now, which is like, wow, man, like that's like you literally got to see IDs. Now, Geronda Pace, she took the stand for a few days, blah, blah, blah. Now, she said she had sex with her in 2009 when she was 16 and he was in his 40s. Now, hold on, let me scroll back. Let me go back. Where's this at? Where's this art? Bear with me. I'm trying to find the part. But it said basically though, it was somewhere. I'm trying to get the exact thing, but it says she lied. She admitted she lied about her age after he performed a sex act on her. Sound like oral, right? That's when she admitted to him that she was underage afterwards, and he just said, "Yo, you got to keep telling people you're a certain age." He told her to keep lying about her age. Wow. Let me find that part. The doctor who treated him for her. Whoa. R. Kelly 6-week trial, federal prosecutors called 45 witnesses, including former employees, a doctor who treated him for herpes for more than a decade, and relatives of his accusers. Wow, so he out here giving them the Spalding with all the grip, respectfully. But wow, and that's what I don't like right there, though. Like, but you are responsible. You are responsible for. Okay, this is the fourth and fifth woman addressed to court. Okay, how many witnesses? Damn, there was a lot of witnesses in this case. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. But yeah, gave him the Spalding with a lot of grip, respectfully. Karma, salute to you. Born Supreme, he said, "What that mouth do is hilarious." Come on, bro. Yo, that shit is funny. Shout out to my girl Rainy Michelle. Let me drop the link too and let y'all get your bars off. Lisa Bells, what up? Most women I know still bumping R. Kelly. Okay. He doesn't have one song I can't live without. Okay. So you can live without all of these songs. Okay. Some of those parents was fine with it until he couldn't pay anymore. Okay. So Patricia, you saying there was extorting him? R. Kelly was getting extorted? Is that what you're saying? Let me know. Try to keep up these chat. Somebody said, heck yeah, I'm still playing R. Kelly. Okay, I know Boxing say he's still playing R. Kelly. Rob G said salute. PGH Big Dog salute. She said, I'm playing it. Okay, she's still playing it. Lisa Bell said, I've never been an R. Kelly fan. I was a huge Aaron Hall fan. Yeah, Aaron Hall was dope. Aaron Hall had that I miss you. Yes, I do. Talking to you, baby. Yeah, Lisa Bell. That was my joint right there. Guy, I like. Come on, man. Come on, everybody almost 40 or 40 and up. Y'all remember that I like. That shit was crazy on House Party. She said, are we still playing R. Kelly? Did we boycott sex when I'm about to send you the link right now. Let me send her the link. I'm about to send her the link. She said, did we boycott sex when Roe was canceled? So we playing them songs at weddings? Oh man, let me send girl behind the mic link right now. Let me see what she's talking about. Wow, she's all for it. Okay. Look, I gotta ask the tough questions. Are y'all still playing R. Kelly? She was like, yo, look at this shit they haven't. I just showed. Well, all right, let me see if I can get somebody said, who was this? Good Lord, don't send me stuff like this. What am I supposed to do with that? Good night. Good Lord. Let me get up off of that. Damn. Wow. Oh, I sent that in my inbox and number ass and titties. I was like, what am I gonna do with that? I'm a married man. Can't be you up there looking at all of that. Wow. So, all right, let me get back to the case. Ooh, that kind of threw me all the way off. Threw me all the way off my square. All right, let me get back to it. Boom, boom, boom. PGH Big Dog, what up? Go behind the mic. He said, R. Kelly, the man is doing time. R. Kelly, the man is doing time, not R. Kelly, the music. Okay. She said, and you know what they do to pedophiles and ooh. Yeah, they're gonna have to put him in protective custody, right? Hey, look, if they don't put R. Kelly in protective custody, you know what he might be doing? That mouth dude challenge up there in Detroit. all right. It's a cucumber. It's only a cucumber. It's nothing else. All right. She telling girl, stop. You telling her to stop what? She said, I wonder what's she said, I wonder if he's gonna be stepping to this prison cell in the name of love. R. Kelly's lawyers did a decent job of portraying some of the women as incredible. Problem was that Aaliyah marriage was real and the dude actually molested boys. Damn. They're gonna be bending him over. Well, girl, I don't know why. I shouldn't have sent you the number. She said age ain't nothing but a number. There, I was saying the wrong person late. A lot more people than R. Kelly should be in jail, right? If it's a RICO case, I agree with that. She said, "Girl behind the mic is busting bear jokes." All right. She said, "You kill me." Okay, our girl behind the mic on the roll. She on the roll. Can't rest. But Kelly's one. Kelly is the one they got. Good riddance. I saw R. Kelly about 7 years ago in concert. He puts on great shows. Absolutely, Lisa Bell. I saw him, and I thought he killed the show. He had a cigar, and he smoked the cigar the whole show. From the beginning, like at the beginning, he came out. Somebody brought him a cigar. The girls brought him out a cigar. Okay, hopefully they were women. Women brought him out a cigar. He opened up the cigar, opened up the like a little suitcase, a little case that had the cigar in it. One girl took it out. Pause. This is getting weird. One girl took out the cigar, handed him the cigar. He lights the cigar up. Well, the other girl lights the cigar. He does his thing, and then he just started doing the show. I think he did the Cookie Monster song first, and man, he was up there like just solo dolo and killed that shit. Didn't take no breaks. That's good. They got R. Kelly, but the accomplices should be locked up as well. He's gonna be bumping and grinding in the cell. Man said I saw a picture. I saw him at the Prudential Center. I really went to see Floetry when they got back together. They still together or did they break up? They back breaking up. B King started that cucumber shit. Now everybody trying to ride the wave of disgusting Justin. Okay, he can sing, Lisa Bell. Yes, he can. He can definitely sing. Um, Seen a video of an impromptu show by R. Kelly, just a mic and about 20 people in the room, and he killed it. Absolutely, definitely is a performer. Definitely is a stage man. But it seems like his sexual appetite has done him in. Seems like that is gonna be the demise of R. Kelly. Um, I ain't gonna lie, I'm with you on this, Karma Serene. I don't think he's getting out from this. I've heard some people say who are optimistic saying what I said, like, yo, well, R. Kelly, we thought it was over for him, but it ended up not being, you know, ended up not being over for him. During the third week of the trial, during the third week of R. Kelly's criminal trial in New York, in the fall of 2021, outrage began to brew over social media, but the anger was not prompted by the disturbing courtroom testimony or new abuse accusations. Rather, the controversy revolved around a writing credit Mr. Kelly had received on a newly released album from Canadian rapper Drake. Got a lot of backlash. Um, but the backlash quieted after one of Drake's producers explained that he had to legally credit Kelly because on one of the songs that was it was faintly audible in the background on another audio clip that Drake used on the album. Yeah. And YouTube deleted two of his official video channels in the weeks after. What? YouTube deleted his official video channels. I didn't know that. But they still got other people online that's doing some wild stuff right there. I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Did they take down all Harvey Weinstein's movies? Have all those shits been canceled or what? Or no? Experts have said that from the 1990s to 2000, R. Kelly was unable to. Okay, I'm gonna open the phone lines. Let me see what they're talking about, and I'm gonna share this link. Let me open these lines up, get some calls in, see what y'all think of R. Kelly. Wow, wow, wow. All right, cool. So I'll take a couple calls, man. I'll take a couple calls. We'll see how it goes. Matter of fact, where the lights at? Let me get. Did y'all get the lights up? Hell no, y'all doing me dirty. 30 votes on the survey. Damn, we ain't even got 20 likes. All right. She said that baby daddy getting his McDonald's wrong was fake, Mark. It was. Carmen, how you find out it was fake? I missed that. I've been busy doing my own thing. She said that baby daddy getting his McDonald's throne was fake. Where you find out it was fake at, Carmen? She said, download R. Kelly videos on your channel, make you some money. They're gonna take your shit down. But they definitely took down his official YouTube channel. That's crazy. Get them lights up, absolutely. She said it was fake. Where you find out it's fake? I need some proof, Carmen. Email me that. All right, but I'll drop the link. See what y'all think of this R. Kelly situation. I got a couple minutes. Give my opening statement. But what bothers me is reading through this case, though. When you hear people, the girls admitting that they lied about their age, it's like, damn. But I guess I get it, though. You are the responsible party. You are responsible for your own sexual endeavors. That's your job to check the IDs, right? No excuses, right? No excuses. No excuses for sleeping with underage girls. She said, I found the lady's TikTok account and there's a bunch of skits. Oh, man, send it to my email real quick, Carmen, if you got time. If you can't do it today, whenever you get a chance, or at least tell me her name so I can find it. Girl behind the mic, what's the deal? What's the deal? How you feel? Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. Talk to me.
Shout out. Hey, Mark. Hey, chat.
Talk to me. This R. Kelly case. Is it over for R. Kelly? Is he gonna come back from this? Or can he get it turned over? I said turned out. Can he get it turned over on the pit? Damn, I didn't mean to say turned over. Can he get this what's the word I'm looking for? Can he get this flipped, or can he get an appeal and win this shit? You know what I mean.
Heck no, man. They've been after him. They've been working on this case for a long time, and I think his worst case is, I want to say, I might be wrong because I stopped following it at some point, but I think it was New York. I think there's some heavy stuff. And listen, I think I have to research, but like I said, I got information a long time ago because I think there was some sex trafficking involved. I mean, this is deep. They got a lot of stuff from this man. So, I mean, I'd be amazed if he does get off, but he's not getting off. He's going to come out when he's 80. Then y'all gonna have to watch all your little grandbabies and your little young kids, your little young daughters. Just saying. What?
Damn. So do you think he was railroaded? Some people saying like, look, this is, if it's a RICO case, where's that means you're maintaining a criminal enterprise, racketeering type things. Why ain't nobody else going to jail?
Well, we don't know what they have. This case has been ongoing. Maybe after that you cut the snake's head, then the body follows. Maybe they're gonna come after his handlers. All them other people that on the surviving R. Kelly documentaries, they didn't mention them by name, but it seemed like they made allegations that there were people that were involved. The women that were around him or whoever they were, I'm calling them handlers, but I think a lot of people, they might be. We don't know what they're forming. They got the head. They're probably gonna go after the body. Listen, R. Kelly. Okay, first of all, this is vindication for Aaliyah. R.I.P. to Aaliyah. Okay, we may sit here and argue that they did him wrong. They're coming after him. It's not right, and then we may say it is right. It's finally justice for the girls and the women. But one thing we can all collectively agree on, even I was in Zimbabwe when I heard R. Kelly was married to Aaliyah and she was like, what, 14, 15? Was she not? Or did my information, was that wrong? Right? Wasn't she 14, 15? I'm just saying. She was under 18 and she was under 17 and she was under 16. So we may argue everything else around this, but we all know what happened with R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Now, if that, I don't even.
They always denied that, though, right?
They always denied it, but
her family denied it.
They denied it, but it was there, right? So
somebody says, I think I saw that in a case where that came up where it was they had a birth certificate, but they had a marriage license, but somebody lied on the marriage license.
And that's where it is on Surviving R. Kelly, or one of the documentaries, his manager or former manager, somebody talks about his relationship with Aaliyah. She was underage. So that's all I'm saying is we can disagree to agree. Some people may think he's innocent. Some people may think he's guilty, but you could tell the past behavior is a great indicator of present and future behavior. Okay. And so given that information to me, I'm not going to lose sleep. But R. Kelly is a sick man. He needed to get help however he wanted to get the help. And he went on too long, especially after Aaliyah. They should have never been an Aaliyah in the first place. There should have never been a marriage between a grown man and a child. So this is vindication for her. If you want to argue the current situation, fine. But this is vindication for her.
For sure. Go ahead, show more. What you think of this case, man?
Oh man, Pito's getting no love, bro. You know that. Whatever they do to him, broomstick, whatever happens to him, you get what he got coming.
Ouch.
Pito's getting no love, bro. No love.
Yeah, I don't want to see nobody get raped though, man.
I don't care nothing about that dude. I don't care what happens to him.
Broomstick, damn.
I don't care nothing about that dude. I don't care what happens to him. What they need to do, to be honest, is lock up their parents who sold their kids to that dude. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, how does that work? Like, do we know for a fact that's what they did and they just getting off?
What do you call? Look, let me ask you. You got a daughter, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to allow your daughter, when she's 14, 15, or 16, to go off to a studio with a man and he going to tell you that you can't come? Are you going to allow that to happen?
Man, I ain't letting my daughter go to a sock hop.
Okay, so why are you asking the question like, do we know that's what happened? What do you think happened, bro? Anytime a motherfucking grown man say, yeah, I want to put your daughter in music, I'm going to take her to my studio, but you can't come. Well, if I can't come, she can't come. Fuck you mean I can't come? Come on, man. Them parents that sold their kids to that dude need to be locked up as well.
Why you think they're not?
Because they not. We ain't heard about no parents getting locked up. They
I
not.
said, but why not? Why,
They need
why
to
have,
be, but they're not. Huh?
but why not? Like, why you think a parent wouldn't be charged, right? Like, you and I can't just drop
Because-
out somewhere.
Because they own like if you saw some of the documentary and they're talking about, well, I didn't know. Motherfucker, you knew. Shut up with I didn't know. I had no idea. What the fuck you mean you had no idea? Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. I was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
So all of them can't say they didn't know is what you're saying.
Nobody can say they didn't know. It's not cool for the grown man to be in a room alone with my daughter. Period. That's not cool. I don't give a fuck who it is.
But here's the
The
thing.
doctor don't be alone in the room with my daughter.
Go ahead, go on the mic.
Oh no, I was just gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
here's the thing. In order for
Mhm.
the parents to get charged, you need the witnesses to come forward. Are these women willing to put their parents? Because you realize, I watched the documentaries. None of them brought up their parents. I agree. I feel like that there was some shadiness that happened, especially, I'm going to get names not correct here, but I'm not gonna mention their names because I'm gonna mix them up, but there's a couple that has one of the daughters that among the two girls that stayed in the Trump Tower residence for a long time.
Okay, yeah.
One of those girls, their mother and father took her to an R. Kelly concert when she was well under 18. What are y'all doing? And then took her all the way up to the front stage, and that's how he selected her and all this other stuff. So yeah, I agree. Some of these parents fed their daughters to the freaking wolf. But in order for those to be even tangible charges in court, the women, the girls themselves that are women now, would have had to include their parents in this, and they have not, which is sad. It's very sad. I agree. There's some
That's still
sick
there
parents,
behind the mic.
sick people out here, but what are we going to do? And that's what's disheartening is we had all this cancel R. Kelly stuff. We had all this, don't play R. Kelly's music, but no one held those parents accountable, because when you look at how these young girls met R. Kelly, they were not just at his concert. They were fed to the wolf. So how, and that's the question, how are we going to hold them accountable? Now, at this point in time, I don't know with the trial, but it's as if the girls would have to include them on a docket somewhere, like my parents were the ones that did this, but they haven't done that. And that's unfortunate.
Go ahead, Sheldon. I'm at your mic.
No, I said that I agree with girl behind the mic. She's right. The girls would have to include their parents, and their parents would be charged. But that's probably not going to happen. But it's obvious. I mean, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. How did the girl get there? The parents had to allow the girl to get there. So it's if the child is under legal age, the legal age of consent. If the child is under the legal age of consent, that's on the parents. You shouldn't have allowed your child in the room with a grown-ass man anyway. You shouldn't have done that.
Okay. Now I was reading this case. What do you guys think of when you hear the girls admitting in the court, like, yo, I lied to him and told him I was 19 when I was 15?
You ain't smart enough to check ID, dummy. You got to prove to me you what you say you are. I got way too much to lose to fuck my shit off behind you. But see, when you a sick pedophile freak, you don't think like that. You don't even care. He didn't even think he was ever gonna get caught because he had been doing it for so long. He thought the shit was normal. He thought the shit was cool.
Same question, girl behind the mic. How do you feel about the girls who admitted, like, in court under oath, like, yo, I lied about my age, for over a year? What do you think?
I mean, all facts, right? Exactly.
Some water. Go ahead.
I mean, all facts. Listen, when I look at the story, it's so sad. It's a case about a person with amazing talent. And the fact that he was surrounded by people, handlers, his team that did not have his best interest at heart. You don't, and I know sometimes you can't restrain people like this, but I mean, nobody could get him help, And the thing is, when these kids or these young girls are brought around him, he wasn't by himself. Remember, he wasn't by himself. He wasn't selecting. Sometimes it'll be the case where whoever was around him, his bodyguard, whoever, he would pinpoint and they would go give a number or whatever the case is. So why aren't they doing the checks as well? But that's because he is a pedophile. He is sick. He did want them underage. R. Kelly had his turning moment when that video came out and he tried to blame his brother for that video. He had a moment to get help then. He wouldn't be here had he gotten help then. But like any other pedophile out here, you can't stop that behavior. Unless you go to some shock therapy or I don't know where you go for all of that. But that's the case in point. At that point in time, he should have stopped. But we know he got issues. And like that, he did think he was going to get away with it because they made it. And here's the thing. What's so disheartening and disgusting to me is the fact that in that video with that young underage child with R. Kelly in that video, she didn't come forward. The parents didn't come forward. They were paid. They declared bankruptcy twice. The story, the rabbit hole is so funny because all the money they got from him and extorted from him, they ended up still declaring bankruptcy twice. But they wouldn't let her go testify. They sabotaged the whole thing because they were getting paid. And this is what I always tell people, because you hear people talking about, I remember that when I was talking about childhood experiences and people are like, well, your parents are not the ones to always blame. Yeah, at some point in time, when you become an adult, you take accountability. But when you're under 18, you're kind of under you thinking the protection of your parents. But these parents, these parents should be charged with sex trafficking, if you ask me. But especially in that first case that came out with that grainy video-ish with R. Kelly and that girl, she didn't testify. That's why he walked free. And the parents wouldn't allow because they got paid. Even up to now, you cannot get an interview with that girl. And I kept hoping that one day she'll just...
Hold up. She did take the stand. She said, that's not me in that tape. She did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. She denied it. That's what it was. They sabotaged it. She denied it. And because the parents had gotten paid. You're right. The parents had gotten paid. I'm sorry, guys. Yes. I knew it was some sabotaging that happened to where he won. But that's because I came to find out the parents got paid like twice. So they're selling their kids, they're selling their girls. There's some sick, and you tell people there's sick parents out here, they don't want to hear it. Oh no, parents are angels. They should. I wish they could get charged with sex trafficking, or I don't know what you call it, selling underage kids, I guess, or sex trafficking is, I guess, I don't know, but something. They should get charged with something because it's still disgusting. And the girls lying about their age. Yeah, he should have checked, but they knew he was a pedophile. That's why they was serving him underage girls. That's why the security and all them people just kept bringing underage girls to him.
So shouldn't they be charged too? The security, isn't that like? I guess that's why they call it a racketeering case, right?
Absolutely, and like that, the head has been cut off the snake. So I hope every single handler and person involved in his team for all this time that they do time too. You should have some decency and integrity. All of them. Even that one girl, I don't know how many people watched Surviving R. Kelly, the first documentary, who I didn't believe. She was like an artist too. I didn't know who she was until she was on that documentary. It's a lady. And she was like, R. Kelly's my... Who?
Sparkle?
Yes, her.
She's like, R. Kelly's her niece, right?
Yeah, R. Kelly's my friend. And I'm like, you knew what was going on. You brought your niece to the lion's den. Like, if that was my sister, I would still be pissed off up until this day. You served your niece to the lion's den because you were the adult and you knew better. You saw all them little young girls hanging around there. You knew what they were doing in those rooms. She knew. And that's what pisses me off. And that's why I want all of those people involved. You want to act innocent. That's why I was like, why is she even on this documentary? I could read between the lines. She was complicit in this.
Yeah. What you think? What you think was the turning point for her when she said her career fell off? You think, or what?
Right, because it never had traction. But
Damn.
Yeah, I mean that was the turning point, and I think some people came to dissolve, thinking they're gonna dissolve themselves on that documentary. But nah, you can. Most of those people there, some of them people on there, you can play me. Even that one other girl who said she was like a backup singer or whatever, and she had been around for a bit. The one that had been around for a long time, I think she was even friends with Aaliyah or something like that. I'm like, you people that have been around this man knew what he was doing on the tour bus. You knew what he was doing with them young girls in the studio and everything. They knew. Come on now. They
Mm,
knew. They all gotta go.
okay. Somebody said both sides wrong. In my opinion, R. Kelly sick because I'm sure he knew they were young, but also those girls wrong for lying about their age. I guess some girls do anything to be around fame. I've been on the road with celebrity artists and I've seen it firsthand. I get it, Rob G, but you can't. And when I say you, I'm not talking about you personally. I mean the celebrity, the grown man, the adult in the room. You can't succumb
Marq
to
Nash.
excuses. No excuses.
Marq Nash. My grandmother told me something a long time ago, bro. She told me that every tub got to stand on its own bottom.
You say everyone
You know
now?
what I mean? Every
What's that?
tub,
Uh-huh.
every tub has to stand on its own bottom. You know what that means?
Hell no,
That
never
means
was a good one though.
that means every adult has to be accountable for his or her actions. I don't give a fuck what that little kid did. Cause I've been around on this planet for damn near 56 years. And I know if a girl is young or old, as soon as she opens her mouth. As soon as they get to talking, man, you ain't no goddamn 18. Fuck out of here.
Hmm.
You know that. As soon as they get to talking, man, how old are you? How old are you? And don't lie. Yeah, don't give me that shit they lied about today. So what? He still did it. And he was targeting nothing but young girls. So don't give this nigga out. Stop trying to say this nigga. Let this nigga go to the penitentiary and do his time. He did the crime. Do your time, nigga.
Okay.
No love for R. Kelly. Fuck him.
Damn, dog. Thank you, Karma. I got the email. I appreciate it. She deleted the video, but it was there earlier. Damn. Okay. Well, I appreciate you sending me the damn. So that's what she looked like. I wanted to know what she looked like too. All right. Somebody said, I got a 14-year-old and a 6-year-old daughter. The R. Kelly shit just hit different. Right. Champion already said salute to Marq Nash and my brother and sister in the chat in the panel. Absolutely. Shout out to Champion Heart. She got a check off that doc also. Really, the girls got paid for the documentary. They also, and that's another thing. One of those ladies on Surviving R. Kelly, I ain't gonna lie. She was the light skinned lady. I think she's on the cover when you go to Netflix. She wasn't underage. She was a grown woman. Like some of that shit she said he was doing, like he wouldn't let me eat, and I was like, and he would lock. And I heard somebody say, they was like, how do you kidnap somebody and you on tour? Like you leave them in the house. How do you kidnap somebody and you left them in the house? The funny thing though, this ain't funny, but I do. It's not funny, but they was like he would let them look. He was like, I don't want nobody look at me while I'm eating my food. So they say he would eat like nice dinners and steaks, and they would have to eat like cereal, ramen noodles, pizza, bullshit like that. But he eat like steak and lobster. Girl, man, how you gonna feel when I'm sitting there eating steak and lobster and telling you to bust down these ramen, shawty, bust down that top ramen. You gonna get the fuck up out of there. And this was a grown woman though. This wasn't no kid. She wasn't underage. She had kids. Remember one of those ladies was like her kids was, because some of these people got exposed after this. Like, yo, you left your, like I think her kids exposed her. Like, yo, mom, you left us to go be with R. Kelly. You left us at home by herself for weeks and months at a time. She would come home, check on them for a little bit, then go back, stand with R. Kelly for X amount of times. Y'all cook up. I'll be right back. What you think of that?
Okay, so like I always say, everyone, people that have allegations, you have the right to tell your stories, and then let the facts finish that course, right? And so even when I watch Surviving, R. Kelly, the first part, especially the ones that were over 18 and consenting of consenting age at that time. I just shook my head. Now listen, there is such a thing as things such as Stockholm syndrome and so forth and so forth, but they're two of them. I'm not gonna mention their names because I don't remember their names, but they were one was like 35. I forget the other one, but both of them were too grown to be playing these games, and it couldn't be a case of Stockholm syndrome because they were not usually like most cases of Stockholm syndrome. You're being held captive, like you not leaving the house. You're in that house, and over the course of years and stuff like that, you get closer to whoever your kidnapper is, and so forth. But those two grown women, they were grown. They were in the one that I think she lived in Chicago, the one with the kids. She was going on shopping sprees, I believe. They were able to leave to go on shopping sprees. I think the other one was like a radio personality, I think, or something like that. So I was so confused about that. And that was the issue with this R. Kelly story from the get go. It was sifting out true victims to potential alleged victims. The younger girls, I saw more of them being the victims because they were given up, some of them by their parents. There's one girl on there, this stuff was so, this whole entire thing was just weird. It creeped me out. But the one girl that ended up looking like a boy or morphing into like a boy in the rumors with that R. Kelly or the legend that R. Kelly likes little boys or whatever. This was bizarre. But the girl that ended up looking like a dude, I felt sorry for her because, and that's whose mom came. You could tell she had nothing to do with this because that's her friend influenced her. She was influenced by her friend, and that's how she wound up at R. Kelly's place and in this whole entire entanglement. And unfortunately, she was with bad company. And I believe that her mom had nothing to do with this at all because that's the only parent that I saw clawing through teeth and everything to get her daughter back for real, for real. The other ones were just plain. I think they got paid because the stories, to me, like I said, go back and listen to how these young girls first came into contact with them. So I don't know. It was a cesspool of mess. That's all it was. But the grown women, I didn't really. I hate to say I didn't believe them, but I wasn't buying it. I don't know. What do you think, Shelton?
Oh, I didn't believe none of that bullshit either. The only lady I half-ass believed was the one who was going crazy trying to get her daughter back, saying she was chasing him around, going to the house, he wouldn't let her in. I remember all that stuff. That's the only lady I believe, but the rest of them, they need to go to jail. I mean, this shit is just, it's too, it's just, you would never think that a parent would allow this to happen to them, but you see it. I mean, you saw it. There's no way to deny it. They did that. I just can't believe that a human being would be so heartless as to allow their child to be abused by this man for money. It's just I just can't wrap my brain around it. I just can't.
Yeah, that's what shows you that there's true evil in this world. Those parents chose money over their children's lives. And what pissed me off the most was how dare y'all get all of us involved. Because when everything started, when the cookie was crumbling, because at first, because like everything else, you start to get little pieces of the story and we get our emotions invested. And I learned a long time ago, don't dive in heart first when you watch videos and so forth on social media. But at that time, it was like, oh my gosh, she's being held captive and all these pleas that we're making. And then you come to find out, oh my gosh, how did they meet? They literally took her to the concert. Why y'all taking her to the concert to the front and all this? Why are y'all doing all of this? R. Kelly is a grown man people concert. So it made no sense. And then you find out that that one girl, she's trying to sing and all this other stuff. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, these parents fed these. And you know what was a telltale sign for me as the whole entire story was just opening up? I was like, why the little last two girls that were over there at that little Trump residence where he lived, his last residence there, I was like, when they were on Gayle King, I say, why do these girls have such an attitude and such visceral, um, like as it pertains to their parents? Because they're like, we're here by ourselves. We don't need anybody talking, just so adamant about it. And it dawned on me, they're probably pissed off at their parents. They're in the situation because of their parents. But yet now their parents want to tell the world that help us get our daughters back. So, yeah, it sucks.
You hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what it was. They mad. They can't. They don't really want to say nothing. They want to say something, but they can't say something. They just don't know what to do. But they're angry because I wouldn't even be in this situation if you hadn't took me there. And why when you took me there? Why you leave me there? Why you didn't come back and get me?
Wow, that's crazy. Shout out to my boy Ty Boy. Let me do this. He said he'll be out in 29 years. You only do 2 days anyway. let me do the drop. Appreciate you, Ty.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
Salute. Appreciate it. But here's my thing. I saw somebody in the chat. They said, okay, I read those. Right down. They said definitely not giving R. Kelly an out. He's sick and deserves what he's getting charged with. I'm just saying there's wrong on both sides. Gotta acknowledge wrong in both sides. What do you guys think of that?
I don't know what they mean by saying there's wrong on both sides. Like meaning like the women and R. Kelly?
Yeah, the girls who lied about their age.
They're kids, man. They're kids. Ain't no excuses. No excuses. There's no wrong on both sides. You sound like Donald Trump. Ain't no wrong on both sides. That grown-ass man knew better.
Good people on both sides.
Well, and that's the question, right?
That grown-ass man knew better. Yeah, that grown-ass man knew better. No excuse. No excuses for that dude. Fuck that dude. Whatever they do to him, he deserves it.
Right. But like I said, we can all this after the fact. If we really want to face the true fact, what happened to Aaliyah, just ask yourself that. That one situation was sick on its own. So we don't have to argue further like both sides or whatever. He was a pedophile since then. He married a 14-year-old. The one dude, his manager or whoever had worked with him for a long time, talked about how they cooked up these the birth certificate for the marriage license and stuff like that. So before there's a thing, and I don't know about any other communities because I'm only Black and I hate using the word community, but in our, whatever you want to call it, as melanated people, Black people, we always look for justification around things. Call a spade a spade. We don't even have to even talk about this case. We just got to talk about Aaliyah and Robert Kelly. Had that been nipped in the bud that time, he would have probably done 30 years. All facts. That a 28-year-old man marries a 14-year-old girl. Illegal. So this is karma at its best. This is vindication for Aaliyah. We have already said this, the whole Surviving R. Kelly documentary, I saw the hands in the pot that wanted to, 5 minutes of fame, whatever. You could decipher through that. Even his wife, I'm like, girl, get up out of here. You were married to this monster. You saw this stuff. Now you're a victim. Get up out of here, please.
Oh, yeah, she did try to say she was a victim too, right?
Right. You saw this. You probably supported it too.
She kept the name, though. And she kept the name.
She kept the name.
Who would keep the name? Or, of somebody who's a monster, like.
She needs to get investigated too, quiet as it's kept. Shoot. Trying to
Really?
come out. Oh, yes. She was part of this. You were complicit. If I am complicit, if I'm sitting in a car and my friend freaking kills somebody with a gun and I don't say anything, I was complicit in most states. Okay? I'm going to prison too. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's how that worked. She watched and saw, she even said in that documentary.
But the wife ain't gonna go to jail because the husband did some things, right? No?
The wife ain't gonna go to jail because the husband did some things, but if he's committing crimes in front of the wife and she's complicit, she should be charged. She was an adult. She was a dancer. She wanted her fame too. And the reason why I'm going hard like this about it is because I couldn't stand the disingenuousness of wanting to jump in front of a documentary and act like a victim. You were with this guy for a long time. You gave him 2 kids, 3 kids or something like that. And so you saw this. Don't give me that sob story about you were locked up in the room and being starved. At some point in time,
you saw trapped in the closet.
Right. You know what I mean? Right. You know, girl, at some point in time, you are walking down the hallway. When you were sent to the bathroom, you'd be like, what are all these little girls doing over here? Wait a minute. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? So get up out of here. You could have called 911. You could have called the authorities. You could have called somebody and say, there's little girls hanging out here and they don't need to be here.
Somebody said y'all should be mad at the parents. If you leave a babies in a lion's den, what do you expect the lion to do?
Cuddle it? No, I'm just kidding. Of course it's going to devour it. Of course. And that's what happened. We are pissed off at the parents. We have said that something has to be done. And the parents should have had the same. And at this point in time, it would take the anger or the commotion of the general public, social media, or people to really voice their concerns. Because at this point in time, the only strong witnesses that could pin the parents to this whole entire thing is their daughters. And they haven't put them on the docket. When they were on the witness stand talking about something, they lied about their ages. Why didn't they include that too? Well, you know what? Let me tell you my story, how it all began. They didn't say that, right? Even in the documentaries, they don't say that about their parents. So we are pissed off about their parents. Something needs to happen to their parents in terms of legal recourse.
Y'all killing me with this shit. Look at her.
Right. Remember that Gayle King?
Yo.
Boy.
Gayle King interviews are not good for anybody trying to. Nobody came out looking clean out of a Gayle King interview.
Don't do it.
Not Kelly, not Jussie, not what
the girls, not Azriel and I forget what's the other girl.
Yeah,
the two girls
getting at it with Gayle. I forgot the girls.
They had an attitude
on them, right? Then they flip on them. They was defending them at first.
Oh,
right?
they were going in.
But then the money got low. They had to get kicked out the Trump Towers.
They had to get kicked out of Trump Tower. Then they flipped on each other, and then they were trying to steal his memorabilia and awards and all. Hot mess.
Like, come on, Shorty, what you doing with a Grammy at your house? Like, why do you have a Grammy at your house? Like you just what you doing with 3 Billboard awards? What you do? I was there.
They realized he was gonna do some real time. Yeah. They were rocking with him on Gayle King, but when they realized reality, they're like, "Oh snap! Who gonna pay them? Who gonna pay the bills?"
Yeah, but the names of the young ladies, I believe somebody put in the chat: Jocelyn and Azriel.
Yes, those are the two two last remaining ones.
She was not trying to talk to her mom in that documentary, was she?
No, they went. That's why it made me feel like, you know what y'all do to this girl, especially that other one. I think it's Azriel, the tiny framed one. Yeah. I mean, they're not
like a little boy.
Neither one. Like yes, okay. She's the one they fed for real, because that's her story. That they went to the concert. It was I think it was a mom's birthday or something, and they went to the concert and everything, and went up to the front, and then finding out that she was trying to sing and all this other stuff, and they had something to do with her getting dropped off at a hotel sometime later, and all, or like they knew that she flew to go meet him at a hotel. So the story is just crazy, where the parents had everything to do with this. It's as if they went, yes, to put them babies in the lion's den. Exactly. But the daughters never, throughout all of this, the daughters never open up to tell us that it was their parents, which I wish they did. Heck, write a tell-all book or something. I don't know.
Eric 1984 said, "Rest in peace, Aaliyah's soul." But had she and her parents spoke up when this first happened, a lot of this stuff could have been prevented, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. He would have been charged, and you'd have probably done time then. Sorry, you'd have probably had to do 25 to 30 years, however it takes for a pedophile to do time. And none of this would have happened. But there was a lot of people in this. Again, they wanted Aaliyah to be this. She was a star. She was talented, but I don't want to blame anybody's parents like that. I've already talked about these girls' parents because the evidence.
It was pretty much that first album, right?
Right. And I'm referencing like information from documentaries, but because I don't want to say, I don't know who was watching over Aaliyah, but obviously she was fed to him too. Because here's the thing that confused, and I'm not trying to be ignorant to this, right? Because there's a lot that goes on, but my mind thinks like this. Like in that case of Aaliyah or the young girls, that are taken to these people for maybe opportunity or breaking out a moment. I also reference it to like when I hear stories in Hollywood, young child stars have been, taken advantage of by adults on this, on during the tape and all this. Like they grow up to be messed up. The first thing I thought to myself, I'm always like, and we've talked about that. It's all parenting. We can't tell people how to parent or not to parent. But my thing is like, if I have a kid, they're going for a commercial or they're in a sitcom or something, or they're being an aspiring singer, and we're going to somebody, I'm not leaving their side. I'm not dropping you off at the studio and be like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go run some errands. No, I'm not leaving my child's side. That's why I was so confused at what seemed to be so obvious to me, that these kids were fed to these people, because I'm like, where are the adults in these children's lives? They're under 18.
Yeah, I saw somewhere. I don't know how true this is, but they said, remember they when this first happened, they was like his lawyers came out and said, look, he's Mr. Kelly's broke. And I was like, damn, how can he be broke? He wrote all this song. They was like, yo, he hasn't owned his music publishing for years. I was like, he wrote all these songs, but he don't own it. And something came out. I don't know how true this is, so we can put a case on it. Y'all want to put a case on it? But it was something going on, said that he gave his, like Aaliyah's parents own his publishing, almost like they kind of, I don't want to say extorted them or
I'm
blackmailed.
gonna say it sound like it.
Put a case on it.
Put a
But,
case on it.
yeah, it sounds like they own his publishing. And people are like, why would they own his publishing? That don't make sense, other than payment for Aaliyah. What do you say to that?
Hey, I believe it, because probably money was drying up. They done sold their little girl, allegedly, okay, observation, to R. Kelly. So now it's like, how we gonna do this? So listen, they probably have that first hand information on how stuff went down, and they probably was like, look, we got receipts. We're about to take this, publish this or bring this out to the public. That's the only reason why somebody would do that, because it's worth so much money and value.
My boy Retro Bots in Documentaries, aka Blood Bots, he said an adult must always let children know they are an adult. He said R. Kelly's just not right in his head. Should they have used that as a defense? Or I seen somebody say this is double jeopardy. That's why they say he's going to get off, because he's technically they kind of charging him for some of this stuff in Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's already been charged with.
Mm-hmm.
It's double jeopardy. Also, this woman on the screen right here. Let me show you her. She's a woman now, so her picture's out. So it's not like I'm trying to expose a minor. No, but she's an adult now, and she's testifying, walking in court. This is from the newspaper. The one on the left. These two women are the center of this, but the one on the left, her name is Geronda Pace.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the key accusers in the sex trafficking trial in New York. She said she lied about her age, but you can look at her now, even though she's a grown woman now, she still has a baby face now. So I can imagine how young she looked back in the day,
Right. Why would they claim double jeopardy? Because he's being sentenced in 2 different states?
No. For the Chicago stuff. They said Chicago, he already been charged for the pornographic stuff, and it seems like now they're charging him again.
Oh no, those are different. Those are different.
I was like, yeah, but that ain't New York.
It's not New York, but it's different names on the docket at that time where he was released, where the girl didn't cooperate with the people, or say when she said it wasn't her, it was just her on the docket. But these are different. What are they called? Defendants, plaintiffs? I don't know. These are different accusers. This is a whole new fresh page. So, and this is a whole bunch of them too. It's not one this time. And he sure wish he had a lot of money. He could have probably paid him off, but you know what I'm saying? But listen, he should have knew better. I don't know. This is his demise, unfortunately.
Listen, this right here. Let me see. Listen to this clip from this. When R. Kelly is asked by Teray, "Do you like young girls?" It took too long for him to answer, and he had to think. Let me see if I can share the screen on this, because this shit right here, it just is bad. Let me move this over. Bear with me, y'all. Let me share my screen. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Share the screen. Let me stop this one. I'm gonna share this other tab. All you got to do is type in R. Kelly, do you like young girls? This is going to pop up. Watch this.
In their sit down, Teray asked the singer outright if he liked teenage girls, to which Kelly replied,
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Nigga, what? Yo, did you hear that? Can you see the screen, girl, behind the mic?
Yes, I could see. Yes, I heard it. Yeah,
Watch
but that's
this. When you
but
say
that's some of them people's king though.
easy to say no right there, man. That's the easiest no question you can ask.
And to look disgusted at like, how dare you ask me that question? But oh no, he was casual. Like,
no, he was serious. He was like, when you say teenage, how you how young? Nigga, what? That's the easiest shit to just say no, Kelly. Watch this.
if he liked teenage girls. Singer outright if he liked teenage girls, to which Kelly replied,
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Look at his face.
Girls who are...
He was like,
all right,
what?
you see the drool on the sides of his mouth. No, I'm just kidding.
But look at Torre's face. Torre's eyes go like, what? Like, my nigga, this is like the easiest shit to answer no to. Like, but watch it one more time. Then I'm gonna let right side react to it. Hold on.
if he liked teenage girls, to which Kelly replied,
When you say teenage, how old are we talking? Girls who are teenagers.
Kelly then nodded but denied being attracted to anyone, quote, illegal. When Teray asked about the concerns raised by Kelly's manager and his brother regarding his interactions with young girls, Kelly said, unfortunately, the people who don't work for me say that. Do not listen to the people who were fired. Teray later wrote in the Daily Beast of the bad interview. The interview aired on BET once because as soon as Kelly's team saw it, they demanded that it never be shown again.
Wow.
They knew it was bad.
That one airing set the world on fire. It's crazy to have Aziz Ansari do a bit where he's talking about R. Kelly and you.
First question, the guy goes, now, Robert, are you attracted to teenage girls? R. Kelly goes, define teenage.
Right. Right side, talk to me, man. That is crazy. Easiest no question right here, bro.
Wondering about you. Do you like teenage girls? When you say teenage, how old are we talking? Girls who are teenagers. 19? 19 and younger. I have some 19-year-old friends.
Nigga, what you... I'm gonna be honest, right side, I don't have a lot of 19-year-old friends. If so, they YouTube friends. They probably friends on Facebook and Instagram. But these 19 dang girls hanging around the crib. Right side, talk to me. What do you think? R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years. What say you? And thank you for joining the membership, right side. It means a lot to me.
No, absolutely. You know, I support your content, Mark. You know, I rock with you. But man, it's interesting. And the reason I say it's interesting, I go back and I can't remember exactly what the female's name is. I think she had a lawsuit against R. Kelly as well. And she said something really interesting to me. She said that one of the reasons he liked the younger women is because he can talk to them. And as far as the mindset, they're more on his level as far as conversation and that type of thing goes. I think that's very true. I think it's very true. And for him to ask, what do you mean by what do you mean by teenage? I mean, my God, man, it's a sad situation. It's really a sad situation, bro. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I'm sorry. I was ad-libbing while you was talking. I didn't mean to. I was just laughing like, when you say teenage, how young you mean? Man, you know he meant underage girls, bro. You know what they be saying about you.
Man, it is very disgraceful. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't mad at what they gave. I ain't mad at what they gave him. I'm not mad at it. You feel me? At the end of the day, bro, he done told on his damn self. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I just think that the man, mentally, I don't know what his level of conversation, his level of adulthood is. He's always been sheltered and protected because he's been a star, and I think that because he's been able to get away with a lot of this shit, it became very second nature to him, and it wasn't anything he looked at. Hence the reason he asked the question, "What do you mean by teenage?" I think that's what it boils down to. He just don't. I don't know. Mentally, I don't know where he is, and because of that, I think that's where he ended up where he at now.
Bro, he just don't get it, man. I'm sorry, I gotta play this part one more time. Like this says it all. This look says it all.
When you say teenage girls,
Hold on.
wondering about you, do you like teenage girls? When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Watch Teray's eyes.
Girls who are
Nigga. Girls who are underage. Then you gonna say I got some 19-year-old friends. Watch this.
Some people think, like, and younger. I have some 19-year-old friends. And I don't like anybody illegal if that's what we're talking about, underage. Some people think that you like underage girls. What do you say to that? Well, those people that don't know Robert, they don't know me. So I usually don't get into what people think about me, because all my career, even before the trial, people have had their opinions about Robert, and that's probably has a lot to do with me. I kind of shy away from the crowd, because I'm always in the studio, digging deep into the basement all the time of my house, creating music. So, people, when they don't know you and they can't really touch you like they could someone else, they seem to form opinions or have thoughts about you that they like to, think.
That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame.
Okay, damn shame. DJ said R. Kelly was definitely a predator, but the people who were feeding the monster should go to jail too. Let me give him the $5 drop. Thanks for supporting the show. Got my guy Reggie Owens in the building as well. Gotta get it. I got 5 on it. Reggie, talk to me. What do you think about R. Kelly? 30 years in jail.
Man, it ain't no defending that shit. I know my cousin was talking about they set him up or some shit, but when I'm looking at the case and seeing all the other shit they put on him, he deserved that shit. He's preying on these girls. We seen the damn video with the young girl he was in the basement with, that he talking about in this video, talking about he spent most time in the basement doing his music. Nah, you in there recording them girls. And that's why people was leaking out fucking videos. I know he beat that shit, or however he was exonerated for that shit because they couldn't get the girl to admit on that shit. But I mean, there's too many stories of people coming out about his behavior with young girls, and then to make the statement of how old is teen, like, man, you know what the fuck they talking about? You ain't gotta ask no goddamn age. Like, it's sad to see a great talent. Then even in this the burglar fucking outfit, nigga look like he on weird shit. Motherfucking I mean, he getting what he got, man. You see a lot of these weird ass dudes, man, that get caught up in this shit with young ass girls, and rather than he should have been going after these girls' mamas, he want the damn daughters and shit. And there's a ton of people with R. Kelly predatory stories and shit. And I don't think it ain't no industry ritual. It ain't no industry trying to make an example. It ain't he try to buy Sony music and they set him up. This nigga was out here doing that shit. But the parents of some of these girls as well should be in prison along with his ass.
Why aren't they?
Why aren't the parents?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Maybe they feel the parents, maybe, I don't know if the courts, or it could be a prosecutors that won't prosecute that shit. But I think some of these parents are negligent and this shit happening as well. Teenage daughters or trying to put them around this dude. And even with some of the parents knowing his background, like, I think some parents should be held liable in that shit too. Same thing with that Epstein lady. Parents should be held liable in that as well.
Why aren't they?
The courts. We got effed up way in which the court prosecutes shit. And then plus they don't want to. I don't know if they don't want to turn things away where victims' families are now being prosecuted and stuff. Who knows? I think DAs should get a little bit tougher on parents. When children get caught up in the situations, I think DAs need to be way tougher on that shit. And even people who serve on juries.
So what the fuck is that on her head? On who head? On who head? Oh, you talking about the girl on the picture?
Yeah, the girl in the picture. The one on the left. Oh, the girls with the one on the left.
Right here.
Or maybe the one on the right. I don't know.
You know, I thought it was like a turban or something. That's her. That's a hair weave, huh? Good night. Okay. Reggie, do you think that remember when Bill Cosby got arrested and went to jail? Everybody was like, "Oh, he's gonna die in jail. This is a life sentence." We look up 2 years later, Bill Cosby back at the crib. You put him class with Camille at the mansion. What say you? You think this might get turned over for R. Kelly?
No, Cosby shit was fucked up because the DA made an agreement that they end up reneging on, and that's the reason why he's out. But also on the other flip side, he ended up getting found guilty over some civil court shit. But this one, I don't think it's gonna work that way. They put evidence against him. The Bill Cosby one was a DA who went against an agreement that they made to try to throw the guy in jail for that, which Bill Cosby probably got a lawsuit on his hands against him.
Yeah, I heard he is trying to sue him. Shout out to Jaden. He said, "What to do, good folks? Peace to you, Jaden." Again, shout out to Right Side for being joining the membership, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support. Definitely got to shout out the members and the neighbors. Rob G, what up though? He said interview was like, oh shit. But look, man, that shit right there, that interview is so telling. The facial expression, right? What do you mean teenage girls? Bro, you know what they mean when they say these things.
How many times they repeated that shit in court?
Especially in that situation, he was coming off of the trial. It's not like this was happening and they said that to him before the trial or like it was a rumor. Like, bro, you just went to court for this shit. Like you know why I'm asking you this, right? You know what you just went to court for. And he's just in there, just dumbfounded. Let me play you some more of this.
So, some of the people who have worked with you have said that there's an issue here. Your former manager has said publicly that there's an issue of concern here. Your brother Terry has said there's an issue of concern here. Issue of concern? What do you mean when you say issue of concern? They've said that they're concerned that you like.
Man, you know what the issue of concern. You are a pedophile, predatory child rapist.
Underage girls. Let me put it to you this way, man. You know, unfortunately, the people that don't work for me says that. The people that do work for me don't say that.
Okay, so basically he's saying they're disgruntled employees. Girl behind the mic, react to that. Could that be true? Like, because sometimes people, when you do fire people, they will say bad things about you. But also, you can't talk bad about your job and still work there neither, though. So both things can be true. The people who work for them won't say that because they want to keep getting paid. You know?
Right. I think that was just an excuse because exactly the same thing is what if they were not disgruntled but they left because of the foolery that was going on and they had to get it off their chest and tell someone. So truth could be said to that as well. So I mean, I don't think they were just necessarily disgruntled people. There were probably people with hearts that were like, oh heck no, I don't want anything to do with this. Gotta go tell somebody about this. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. He didn't. The way he answered that question just tells you.
Yo, it's telling, right?
It's just telling. It's like he has no awareness of his behavior, and that's the scariest thing. And that's why he's where he's at, because pedophiles have no awareness of their behavior. That's why they keep doing it. And it's not an excuse, because all of us out here were saying it's crazy, right? Because we have an awareness like these are kids. This is not right. But that's what got him here.
Okay. Can you separate the man from the music? Oh, matter of fact, before we do that, let me play this audio clip. This is from Boondocks. I don't know if y'all remember the Boondocks they did. Did you ever watch the Boondocks, Girl Behind the Mic, Reggie?
Yeah.
I know off the cartoon, but never watched the full episode.
Oh my God. They watched the R. Kelly episode, the R. Kelly trial. Or either the Tyler Perry one was funny too. Mind dudes. Whatever that was, I remember being in Atlanta and it was on the news that Tyler Perry had fired everybody. He was like, don't nobody want to tell me who's been leaking information? Fired everybody. I was like, damn, so that it makes you feel some of that shit had to be true for him to get so mad. Like how do they know these things about me? Like some of that shit, I'm sure it's jokes, but something hit home with him and he fired everybody. Walked in there and fired everybody. All his closest advisors and started from scratch. Listen to Huey's speech off of this, off Bone Down.
Hey! Hey!
What the hell is wrong with you people? Every famous nigga that gets arrested is not Nelson Mandela? Yes, the government conspires to put a lot of innocent black men in jail on fallacious charges. But R. Kelly is not one of those men. We all know the nigga can sing. But what happened to standards? What happened to bare minimums? You a fan of R. Kelly? You want to help R. Kelly? Then get some counseling for R. Kelly. Introduce him to some older women. Hide his camcorder. But don't pretend like the man is a hero. And stop the damn dancing. Act like you got some goddamn sense, people. Damn. Don't play around here. Whoa! Hey, you with the afro. Give it a rest. Beat it. Put the music back on.
Classic Boondocks episode. Yo, R. Kelly is a product of enabling, right? Can we agree to that? Definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
But go ahead, Reg.
No, you absolutely that enabling shit. And Regina King almost couldn't even stay in the character. I can almost hear her voice coming out through that shit. But the separation was actually separation. I can separate him, the pedophile and his music, because I still listen to the music. But as the person, like, nah. A lot of artists, I don't really rock with artists on their personal level, because you get two different sides of people. You may see them one way when they're presented in front of the world, but on the other side of that shit, these motherfuckers are sometimes truly strange ass people. That's why you never put your faith in people and shit. But I mean, this fool is lost. He's definitely a lost, delusional person. But there's also people that enable this shit, who watched this shit happen and did nothing. And you hear that a lot when you're dealing with people in high positions and others who sit at the bottom, who need employment. They need the jobs, and they'll sit there and watch shit and hide it. Sometimes people are afraid to be whistleblowers because of retaliation and stuff. And it's the unfortunate side of, dealing with these type of people and shit when they're in so-called powerful positions and shit.
Show more. Can you separate the man from the music, in your opinion?
No, I can't. I don't want to hear nothing that he's ever written. I want to hear his music. Anytime I even see the nigga's picture, I think of pedophilia. He's a piece of shit. He deserves anything that happens to him. Fuck him.
Okay.
No toot toots and beep beeps.
Fuck him.
So, damn, man. Okay. Same question for everybody in the chat. Can y'all separate the man from the music? Can you say, yo, I don't fuck with R. Kelly, but I still like from the songs he wrote, whether it's his songs or the songs he written for other people, because he has a massive catalog of songs he wrote from. Like, we can't. So what happens to Space Jam? I Believe I Can Fly, Mets. We got to cancel the Space Jam soundtrack.
Bruh. I mean, I have to say, R. Kelly's old freak bowl, but he's still the king of R&B. It is what it is.
King of Cell 3?
He gonna be the king of that too, but at least let him on work release so we can work on a new album. Because the best music comes from motherfuckers go through shit.
Nah,
here we go.
He ain't work on no album. He said work release.
You feel me? Nah, I would never let my daughter around his ass. But a lot of these parents let their kids and damn near offer their kids up to this motherfucker. The parents should be in jail too. If found guilty, if he got found guilty saying that he did what they said he did, and the parents knew about it and let their kid go, then the parents should face charges also.
Okay.
But whatever, man. He's still the king of R&B. Nobody's seeing the guy in the verses, whether he does it from jail cell or otherwise.
Somebody asked earlier in the chat. You said, do y'all think they're gonna get Russell Simmons?
I hope so. He was in the country recently.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Be in and
if
out.
He was fucking kids. I hope so.
You said you hope so. You want to see him go down?
If he was fucking kids, I hope so.
I don't think it was kids, but I think it was the R word. Sounds like grapes without the G.
Oh, he was taking shit that didn't belong to him? Fuck him. Go to jail, nigga.
Snatching it. Yeah, pocketbooks. He was snatching a pocketbook, if you know what I mean.
I supposed to see how he got 30 and Maxwell got 20, man. They had a whole fucking island.
Yeah, what happened with it? I didn't follow that case too much. It was like it came and went, and like some of this stuff, I just, me, I've been in my own world over here, chopping it up with the neighborhood and boxing talk and all other stuff. I didn't really follow that case.
She got a 20 piece.
They tried it. I think Oprah tried it, and I believe it was just a mess, and a whole bunch of mess was happening. But they tried to. I think she was gonna do like a special. I'll call all of them like surviving. So I think she was gonna do like a surviving Russell, but some shut it down. I don't know. There was a letter, some crap happened, and it just died because there were people that had come forward, women that had come forward, and she was gonna do like a special, but she got shut down just like she got shut down about that Michael Jackson stuff. So people were like, we don't want to hear it.
But no, that ain't court case though. The court case, that was that damn prosecutor. They ain't charge her for some of the more serious charges. That's what happened in that case.
For Russell?
No, you're talking about
Maxwell.
From the lady.
Oh, you're talking about Ghislaine. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, remember, Rex dipped out the country. Remember when the charges first filed? He went to a country he couldn't be extradited from.
He been in Bali or something like that.
He was at a war show with like Puffy and all them recently.
He came back out here.
Yeah, he's been coming in and out. He liquidated his assets, sold everything, moved to Bali, and
he out there meditating.
Right. Yeah. It was a lady saying he was like, it was several cases. There was one lady said he drugged her. It was somebody else saying back in the day he had she was trying to get a yoga studio, and he, basically said, yo, I'm gonna be your partner in this yoga studio, but you're gonna have to let me stretch that pussy too. Respectfully.
Yeah. He must have resolved that shit, because there's no way he would be in this country without being arrested if that shit was going on. So he must have resolved that shit.
Or
out of court.
Charged him yet, right? They haven't charged him.
That's possible.
Yeah. But I think the spirit of the indictment, he just got the hell up out of here. That kind of does that make him look guilty to y'all, or does that make him like, nah, look, I just know, because some of that stuff is gonna be hard to prove. Does that make sense? Is your word against mine, my word against yours, and the climate of the Me Too movement, the optics just, it looks bad.
It's super sus.
We have that whole thing, right, sister? Or like, believe women. You gotta believe women.
We don't say that. Not after Amber Heard. We should have never said it. We should never said it like that. But that's the Me Too movement, and we know who controls that. But no, it's super sus that he left. But
we don't know who controls that. Enlighten us. Some people don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, and then I'm gonna let my boy Mex and Ben Israel and everybody else get it.
It's just my personal opinion, of course. I just, like I said, I don't gravitate to movements because Perhaps they start out with good intentions, and Me Too movement was started by a black woman, but it was hijacked by um, other people. And since it was hijacked by other people, you had all these captions in it. It watered down its true purpose. And then you have those statements, believe all women, but that's not correct. Believe facts. Okay. Like I always say, every alleged victim has the right to come and say their story in court, right? Everyone has the right. We can't shut people out if they say they're coming out to expose somebody, they were da 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 da, but go to court and we will look at the facts and we'll let the facts decide. So it's not believe all women. Believe victims after the facts have been displayed in court. So that's how I feel about the Me Too movement.
Well, something you were saying other than that, though, I think I kind of got you distracted when I said you said we all know who in charge of that, but with the Russell case, you know, it's hard to decipher. It's your word against mine, right?
I think that's what it was. It was women that came out, saying they came out with allegations. So it's their word against his. I didn't hear any information of evidence. The most I heard about that was that there was an interview that was being scheduled to be done. Now, I do have a respect for a lot of people, but at that point in time, I just didn't understand why it had to, because in my mind, and it's weird, I was just talking to my best friend about this today, because I was like, I didn't understand. Now, here's the thing. If Oprah was offered $1 billion to seat that interview, okay, go on, add it to your net worth, sis. But I'm like, they couldn't have paid you, even if it's 30 million. Come on. What was the purpose of even trying to take that interview? That's my question, Mark. I was just curious. Because she tried it with Michael Jackson and people shut that down. They're like, shut it down. You know, so.
Didn't those people come out and say they lied too, though? The people.
Yes, they did. Allegedly.
Then they said they're telling the truth.
Mike ain't do it, man.
What you say?
Mike ain't do it, man.
Mike ain't do it, man. Leave Mike alone. Let him rest.
R.I.P.
Right. He said this R. Kelly's day in the sun, huh? R. Kelly's day. You get his. Talk to King Smoke, aka Ben Israel. How are you doing, my guy? Oh, lost him. All right. But yeah, man, shoot. I just think this is a classic case of enabling. Just sometimes it just goes too far. I just wish the other individuals as well get their day in on the court. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should get that, because if what they say is true, and many people believe it is true, these are victims. These young ladies who are basically, like somebody put in the chat earlier, babies. Somebody dropping a baby off in the lion's den. Go ahead, Max.
I think the biggest lesson to learn from all this shit, man, keep your kids close, bro. Watch your fucking kids, man. Like, there's weird people out there. You never know who's gonna be. You know, most studies show that most young ladies that do get sexually assaulted is usually by somebody they know, one way or another. Like random attacks are less likely. It's always someone that's probably gonna be close to you. So just make sure you watch your kids, man. Watch who's around your kids. Watch who your kids are around, and you know, keep them on your wing at all times. Especially as men, man. It's our responsibility to be protectors of our children and our family. So. You know, anybody that offers their kids up to anybody for some fame, for some money, for some power, they're sick fucks, and they belong the same place the abusers are at. They're part of the problem.
For sure. Brandon Washington said, I still listen to Kelson, and that is shocking. Not my enlightened Nation of Islam brother. I know you ain't listening to R. Kelly after all of this. Come on. Brandon Washington, I got to put a case on you. Reggie, can you believe that? Brandon, out of all people, we were just having a whole conversation about what is statutory grapes. I say grapes without the G though. Y'all know what I mean. We had a whole thing. He was like, no, they can't consent. They can't consent. They're statutory. They're children. They're minors. This man is still saying, I still listen to Kells, Brandon Washington. Again,
I listen to him too. Shit.
No. But you I expect you.
How can you not?
Reg, I don't have a high level. You don't have a high bar, Reg. I'm sorry. Respectfully though, I'm just saying, Reggie. I expect you to be like, man, fuck that. I still listen to it.
Nah, I don't rock with that pillar shit. But I'm listening to music that came out before this shit happened.
Yo, I'm gonna go on record as probably being a hypocrite and a piece of shit in everyone's eyes because I don't listen to 6ix9ine because he's a snitch. I don't listen to Rick Ross because he used to be a CEO and lied about it. I can't stop listening to R. Kelly, man. I just know getting around it, bro. Like, I'm sorry, he got too many. I could live without the motherfuckers' music, like R. Kelly. Come on, man. I wish.
You come in
I wish I could fly.
mix, though, Mark.
So go ahead, Ben Israel. I was trying to get to you earlier, but you clicked off. Go ahead.
You know, I got to get in behind Mix, though, man, because Mix is straight capping. He listened to 6ix9ine. He listened to Rick Ross. That's the line, motherfucker. And he listened to Fred Hawthorne with that bullshit over there he be kicking. And why the fuck y'all blocking me, Mix? And you was in the chat and you
was right about one of them.
Fred to let me on. And I'm gonna get back to the R. Kelly though. Forgive me, sister, but this some personal stuff. Me and our brothers, we free smoke sometime. And Mark, do I got your permission? If you say no, I'm falling back.
That's Mix. Do he feel like engaging with you?
No, Mix
all
don't
day,
engage.
baby. He ready.
Mix engaging. Ain't don't know ex Mix. Mix a boxer. He better have his motherfucking hands up and protect himself at all times. He know the drill.
Go ahead,
Ben. Gotta watch out for the crackheads.
Watch out for the what?
You gotta watch out for the crackheads in these streets, man. What's up? What's up with your attack tonight?
That's what I'm talking about, man. What's up with your boy, man? Why he robbing my people, mama, man?
Who?
Fred Hawthorne.
He robbed somebody you know.
And from what I see last night on the news, on YouTube news, your boy stand in a duplex, and I want to know, have you been to the crib? You know what I'm saying? Just let me know, and I'm gonna get back to Boston, sister, because this a brother stuff, and this free smoke right now. Did you been to the crib? Did you been to the estate? Because we seen some estates. Because we was on the news. I was on the news with my homeboy out there in the West Coast, out there in Nevada. Big O was showing me some estates, and he told me my homeboy that you been at is a duplex.
Now who's been at? Why you say me, bro?
Yeah, he didn't invite you to the duplex.
Reggie,
I'm be asking you no shit like that, bro.
Ben Israel, aka King Smoke. I'm talking to you, bro. Don't call for no help, bro. Cause when I was trying to get on the barbershop, why you had told Fred, Ben trying to get on, man. Kyle did it. And Fred made like and I was over there in the barber, and you see me in the over there in Boston section tonight. Fred ain't wanted me to come on while he was up there talk about wait till you get in the barbershop. So you can block me again, bro. I need some questions. I look up to Fred. No, I used to look up to Fred. Because Fred told me, you know what? Because I could say I listen to Charles White right now. Even Reggie Owens, even Brandon White. Those brothers, even Marq Nash. You know what they told me on Mix? Black on black crime don't mix, bro. That don't make you less than a man, bro. It make you more than a man if you walk away from that shit. Not saying let a dude kill you now, but that said black on. We can't be sitting here assassinating Al Heyman. We can't be sitting up here assassinating the Louis Farrakhan's. Even you, today is Louis Farrakhan. Tomorrow it might be your ass, Mix. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, my G. And I'm gonna go on mute till we talk about R. Kelly.
I'm glad you got that off your chest. I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. But if it makes you feel better,
you have no clue, Nick.
Nah, I don't, bro.
So you ain't see me in the chat.
I don't even read the chat when I'm on the channel, bro. Unless it's super slow.
You were laughing. You started
laughing at what?
The bullshit.
When? What are you talking about?
Come on, man. You know me.
I wasn't on tonight or last night. So I don't know what you're talking about.
You, Fred, and Bud Crawford is in the same boat, man.
Oh my goodness.
For real. But did you go out to the Fred estate?
We're in the got Ben in his feelings boat.
Red Knot, and I'm gonna get off you, and I'm gonna let Mark ask me the question because I came in late. I want to ask you one question. Did you go out to Fred house? Did you see the estates? Yes or no?
Why would you ask me some shit like that, bro? Why would I be at Fred's house? You kind of sound sad that you didn't get an invite to the house or something. Like, bro, is it tight? Did you get to go?
Hey, listen. I listen to you. If you tell me to get off the streets, Ben Israel, stop selling dope, stop doing crime, I listen to you.
Sampling.
Fred was on that shit one time. Fred started talking about fuck these niggas. Fuck, you was on the same platform where Fred threw me off when I was talking about Bob Arum. What about that shit?
I have no idea what you're talking about, bro.
Oh, now you don't know.
But you can send me a link though and remind me because I have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm finna put my phone number in the chat, and the world know my phone number, bro. And you can ask anybody if I'm lying about my motherfucking phone number, bro.
Okay.
Stop capping, Mix.
Okay.
And this is all I want to know. Did you been out there to the Fred Estates? Yes or no?
I'm gonna tell you another time. I have no reason to be at Fred's house, whether it's a duplex, a mansion, a townhouse, or an apartment. I have no reason to be there.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave you alone right now.
Now, Fred touched you like a teenager.
I heard y'all talking about some other things, though, man. I'm gonna leave Mix alone, man. I'm gonna
let don't go to the state because Fred may touch you like a teenager at R.
Nobody touching me.
hey, Red, man, I ain't want to give him that, man. I wanted to let you just do that, man. Cause the dude, I was on Cal, Red. I was on Cal. Fred pulled up, and Cal was telling Fred, man, Ben want to ask you one. I told him, man, I wasn't gonna be disrespectful. Man, did you pay Charles White mama his money back? That's the only question I was gonna ask him, bro. I wasn't gonna get on nothing you be on with, none of that, bro. You can't be robbing the motherfuckers' mamas out here, bro.
All right, man. Let's move forward, though, man. I gave that a more than enough time and energy.
Okay.
Like,
hey, Mark. I love you, Mark, and I love that you're an equal opportunity panelist, and you let all.
Man, don't run, man. Don't start running.
Go ahead, Mick. Say what you said.
Nah, I appreciate that you're equal opportunity host, and you let all special needs and otherwise get on and have their say too. And I think that's very fair of you. I appreciate you.
Don't run, Mix. You better not run.
All right, Ben Israel, do you want to address the topic on the docket, or you still want to promote the struggle shop? Because that's all you want to promote.
I wanted to smoke everything, but I don't want Mix to go nowhere.
You are smoking everything, bro. That's your problem.
I want Mix to take the smoke. We ain't doing nothing, man. We live, man. I just got my notification that my homeboy Marq Nash.
When I saw you on Boxing Scholar Show, your mic was perfect. It was no static. It wasn't no feedback in the background. You back over here with this damn struggle mic. What's going on?
Hey, man, when I catch Mix over here talking that bullshit, though, Reggie on and the Queen and Marq Nash, I got to call them out on that shit.
No. I'm talking about the audio quality.
Okay, I'm finna get my audio quality right. Mix, don't go nowhere.
All right, fix that. Appreciate it. Hey, look, Marq Nash, I meant to say, so we're not going to care about him being a pedo for some new music. It would be his ass to make it would be his ass to make that stupid comment. I think he's trolling a little bit. My man said 817 boxing bitches a whining grandma. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Yo, man,
I was gonna ask you about that, Mark.
Everybody over there on Kyle's show, I unblock people. I was like, yo, you gonna block everybody who disagree with you, nigga? This ain't your show. You know what I'm saying? He was just blocking and hiding everybody.
You got blocked?
No, he can't block me. I got a wrench, but he was blocking Frederick Hawthorne, anybody in the chat who disagreed.
Because I saw that you and him going back and forth in the chat, but I never saw your comment.
Not back and forth. I never wrote it.
Oh, okay. So I did. So there was nothing to see. Okay, I thought I couldn't see your comments. He was acting like he was talking to you.
I mean, he can talk to the air when he talk to me, nigga.
Yeah, I feel it.
what I'm saying? I have nothing to say to him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, emotional.
Boxing talk, bro. I'm done, homie. I can't even take you seriously, yo. That's all you want is threaten people about boxing talk. You want to threaten a nigga you don't know because of another nigga you don't know? That's the definition of fanboyism. SLG said, you have to teach your kids the best you can and trust they make good decisions. It's impossible to watch them every minute unless you're unemployed. Good point. But here's the thing. It wasn't like they dropped the kids off, though. They was taking them there, right? Trying to get their kids a record deal, trying to get their kids on.
Yeah.
And she said, Ben, keep my name out your mouth. Fred Hawthorne. Big Crib Hawthorne.
Big Crib X. Big Crib X.
Brandon Washington in the building. What up, though? Shout out to everybody who's pulling up. Ben Israel, how you mic sound now? You good?
What I'm sounding like, man? I'm sounding 100.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mix, man. Hey, Mix, man. Stop capping, Mix. This is what I was telling you, man. You ain't been out there to the Hawthorne Estates, and we just seen some duplex last night, and you was in there, you, Kyle, and the rest of you motherfuckers, man. Y'all need to tell Fred Hawthorne, stop robbing motherfuckers, man.
Hey, your caretaker lets you get on the phone this late, man?
Somebody said Megs had 817 boxing bitch crying the other day. For sure. Megs in the hot seat. Fight back, Megs. The convo has now turned to boxing. Right, Queen P. Like that Ben Israel trying to sneak in a Terrence Crawford Errol Spence.
No, it's the Errol Spence, man. Ain't nothing coming from no Terrence Crawford camp fucking with Ben Israel. It's team man down today. Mix know what it is. Ask Mix. When this fight gets signed, I'm finna be owning Mix car. Mix gonna be walking.
What?
Fuck wrong with y'all? Mix finna bet his car.
Oh.
I'm betting my fucking crazy.
Man, hey, Reggie. I already told you, homeboy Brandon Washington, if I lose everything with Spence, I'm sleeping in this yard in Texas, bro.
Okay, they want you to get back to the topic at hand in the chat, Ben Israel. So what's your take on R. Kelly getting sentenced to 30 years, bro?
Hey man.
R. Kelly said gonna knock Spence out. R. Kelly said that.
Hey, no, we gonna keep it on. We gonna keep it on R. Kelly with his nasty ass though. And just like Michael Jackson, rest his soul. R. Kelly, man, God, dog, bruh. You love fucking these little young hoes, man. You just like
they're
this other.
Children. They're not young hoes, sir. They're children. They're mine.
Okay. You right, Mark. You love fucking these young kids, these young kids, these young women, these young girls. You love fucking. You just like what his name was, Espinosa. They killed himself, flying them little young girls out on the island. So you and Espinosa was homeboys.
Epstein.
Y'all,
Jeffrey
Epstein.
Don't cut them off, man. Let them do this shit.
So
man.
both of you and SPN was flying these little girls out to the island, having sex with them. Then y'all have sex with each other, cause they both on faggots. R. Kelly gonna be a punk right now. R. Kelly is a sissy right now. Right now, he's a sissy in the penitentiary. He got 30 years. You think he finna be fucking little girls now? Don't worry about it. Little young women.
Hey,
somebody finna be fucking R. Kelly. Yes.
Cut it.
And they want him to sing.
Ben Israel, you about to get this whole stream shut down. Like you have no chill, no filter at all. And I like your energy, my brother. But we don't own this platform like this. We are all guests over here. I'm just renting a block, homie. We can't drop some of that word, which is weird. We can say nigga all day, but you say too many of them F-bombs too many times, they'll shut the whole stream down. They call that hate speech. Clips, talk to me. What's on your mind, bro? What's your take on this? R. Kelly, 30 years. What say you?
Neighborhood, what's good? My take on this is a predator is off the streets, and that's never a bad thing. That is never a bad thing. I don't care if that predator is Creepy Craig from up the block. or Robert Kelly, Grammy Award winning iconic singer. I still love his music. I still think he's great. But like I said in the chat, a lot of songs have been problematic over the recent years for me to revisit. Like some songs hit different when I listen to them because you know what's really going on. And honestly, I'm just glad that a Predator is off the streets, and this is a teachable moment for everybody. So we got to understand that no matter how much we want to hold somebody up because they're a celebrity or they're this or they're that, they're still human. They're still fallible, whether man or female. Wrong is wrong. That man needs to do his time.
What do you say? What do you say? When you say to the people who say like he shouldn't be the only one going to jail, what do you say to that?
I mean, he's not the only one going to jail. There's been people going to jail for doing this shit for a while. Like motherfuckers acting like he's the first one ever charged with raping or doing anything crazy. Like no, he got caught. And here's my thing. Yeah, a lot of them young girls were basically sent to him by his parents. All this, you can make 1,001 excuses for him, but at the end of the day, this is a grown ass man who has a fetish for girls who are way too young for him to be even looking at in that way, let alone interacting with. And he's done it for years. In fact, he got to the point where he normalized that behavior. And had him just in a similar fashion to Jeffrey Epstein. He leveraged his fame and his success and his money to develop a system of grooming, which is real crazy because, not trying to be funny, but like that, when you really understand the concept of grooming, especially young boys and girls for the purpose of sex, like when these guys are rich enough, like it's almost like a puppy farm. Only it's humans. You feel what I'm saying? It's this endless conveyor line of young girls who are being brought to him, to where at the end of the day, we will never know how many young girls R. Kelly really was running through. We would never really know because he had him a whole system. He had a true grooming system set in place. That is sick.
And can I comment real quick though on Marq?
Stay on topic though.
Right on topic though, man, cause Eclipse made a lot of point. And when I think about when I was raised up in Baltimore, and when you have these dudes who's the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, the Megadon, fucking these little 13-year-olds and 10-year-olds, this shit, and you talk about R. Kelly on another level. You feel what I'm saying? Can bring him out to his mansion though, bro. I don't condone this shit though, my G. You feel what I'm saying? I think they gave him a break, giving him 30 years, cause somebody like that, that's a sociopath, a pedophile. He ain't gonna never change though, bro. He had a chance to change, Marq, when they let him out the first time. Did he not? He could have got a bunch of old hoes, bro. I mean, forgive me, Marq. A bunch of older women and seduce them. But yet,
you can call them hoes, respectfully. I mean, I guess.
No. I'm gonna respect your platform.
The minors are underage, right? The young girls, right?
Young girls. But he could have got some older women though, Marq, and did the same thing. This R. Kelly. This the Piper. This the same thing. He made a song pissing on the little girl, bro. Do we not forget this stuff here? As men, and I know Eclipse got a daughter because he shared it with us. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no daughter, Marq. If R. Kelly pissed on my daughter, I'm at his door. Fuck court, bro. And
what if it was consensual piss?
Somebody, you know what? And this shit need to be addressed because right now, somebody got one of them nasty ass cousins in their family. Don't take them around Uncle Fester. That bitch like the senior now. And it's, everybody in that motherfucker need to get his ass whooped, Marq. And I'm back on you.
Hey, the X, have y'all watched this shit called Soft White Underbelly. And if you if you haven't, later on, go and check out some of the interviews, see some of the craziest shit where he interviews fucking pedophiles and even rapists. There's multiple interviews like that, and you see a pattern with these motherfuckers. Check that shit out whenever you get time.
Hey, but Reggie.
But no, let me say this.
Let me
back
ask
to
you your opinion.
Let me just say this. It shows like a pattern. A lot of motherfuckers ain't gonna change. They can't fix that shit. And serving a short jail sentence ain't gonna fix it. Some of these motherfuckers need to be away for life or are castrated. But go ahead.
That's my question to you, Reggie. I want to ask you, cause you knowledge, bro. When you see a sociopath, that motherfucker's a sociopath, bro. When you see a person like that, do you think R. Kelly can change, bro? Your opinion. You've been in the military. You done been a foster kid like I've been and we done seen shit. Can you think that motherfucker can change?
No, it's gonna be hard for that fool to change, man. He got pedophilic ways. That's why I was bringing up with them interviews. You listen to them pedophiles talk, and you see the patterns. There's multiple of those type of people he didn't interview. You see the sick mindset. Certain people, that's just like sociopath. They all have certain what they call like MO or behavioral.
They got a pathology. It's called pathology.
Yeah, they all have that same shit, and that's how they can diagnose these motherfuckers. Yeah, that's probably why you got the time you got.
I'm sorry, Max. To chime in real quick, Reg. Honestly, that's why I have no sympathy for this for Robert Kelly, is because it's like this man. If you really know the pathology, I've said it several times on this show and on other platforms. I'm a military brat. I grew up military. All my people who are involved in the service, y'all know the vibes that goes on around the bases, and the little young niggas, at the high, the little young GIs at the high school. So I grew up dealing with that. I seen that.
I know you was a motherfucker loud rat.
Stop it, man. Stop it. Let me finish my thought. Then talk whatever you want. Then talk crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But no, I grew up around that to where I seen a lot of grown ass men in their late 20s, 30s that still fucking with high school girls. And so when I would see R. Kelly in interviews early, I'm talking about in the 90s, I'd be like, this is kind of problematic. Like certain things he would say, like you're saying, Reggie, he was showing me that he has this mindset. He has this predatory sort of, outlook when interviewers were talking to him about dating. Then by the time he married Aaliyah, I was already like, man, Kels is a nut.
But can I ask you a question though, Clips?
No, let him finish, bro. Let him finish. Got a question? Just write the question in the chat. You don't got to cut him off. That's the question. Just type your question. But go ahead. Let the man finish his bars. Go ahead. Get his bars.
Oh, no. It was just, I don't know about you guys, but I'm old enough to have actually been living a life, already sexually active, everything, by the time R. Kelly had married Aaliyah. And I was like, yo, this boy's out of control. To where, yes, I still listen to his music, but it was still like I've always joked, certain songs, I was the main one sitting there like, toot, toot, beep, beep. Who the fuck is he making this song for? That ain't no adult bitch he talking to.
Yeah, like age ain't nothing but a number is a hard one to listen to now for all this shit.
Thank you.
So there's certain songs, but I would say, I mean, to kind of address the elephant in the room, I guess, is I think unfortunately this shit kind of just rides the coattails of the alphabet movement. I mean, you got to make up your mind: are people born this way? Are people born with their sexual preference, or do they choose it? Because all the same arguments people want to make, I was born this way and I can't decide who I'm attracted to, can be made for pedophiles. They know it's wrong, but if they're saying I can't decide who I'm attracted to, so I go for it. I mean, legally and morally,
so let me ask you a question.
But if you look at if you look at a lot of other cultures, in the history of a lot of cultures, I mean, it's more ingrained. It's more deeply ingrained in history to, pretty much a woman becomes a woman when she has a period. And a lot of cultures, until we came into the Western civilization, first world countries, we decided otherwise. A lot of cultures deeply ingrained that once you have your period as a woman, you are now able to be wed. You are now able to have kids, which are young teenagers. So since the beginning of time, all these guys have it in, where they're going after these youngsters. So is it a sexual preference, such as being, one of the others? Or is it just he's a predator, he's a choice, he's a sick fuck, he's a psycho?
Go ahead, Ben Israel.
But the question comes to you though, bro. And you know, I want to come back to Eclipse, because Eclipse shares some great knowledge, bro. But I don't want you to get confused, because we going into a world where God is not God no more. They're gonna have you believing into homosexuality, and this is what we leading to now. And we're gonna start with the R. Kelly situation right now, because he's a pedophile, bro. And if he was fucking with your sister, how would you feel, bro? Your 13-year-old sister, how would you feel if R. Kelly was fucking with her?
I already said my people ain't going nowhere around that motherfucker.
What?
I already said my people ain't going nowhere around him.
No,
I
I
only
ain't
need to be
asking
showed
about
one
your
time.
people. No, I'm not asking about your people. I'm asking about how would the fuck you feel if R. Kelly was fucking your 13-year-old sister?
Not good. I mean, what the fuck answer do you want, right? Like making up some shit. How would you feel?
When you was raised,
how do you think I would feel, bro?
No, seriously, I'm not trying to cut you off, man, but how is he supposed to react?
Yeah,
no, when you was raised, different, right? When you was raised different, right? When you heard R. Kelly and Mark, let me please go on with this.
That's why I'm asking them not to cut you off. I ask you not to cut them off. So
when you seen R. Kelly talk about this dumb ass shit, talk about his mama, the wife, the family gave this girl to me. A 14-year-old girl now. It's not a little now. This is another motherfucking girl now. Another and like Cliff and Mark said, who knows how many people that was affected, bro? Who knows? This man is a fucking multi-millionaire, travel around the world though, my G. But one thing I told you, I was raised in the streets of Baltimore. If I came home, my sister, oh, I'm fucking R. Kelly. He ain't marry you? Oh no, I'm just his hoe. Man, shit. And then with this allocation came out, pissing on my sister. Oh, you gonna die, bitch. And I'm telling you that. And I don't like to talk this shit on YouTube and this type of shit. This is why I say R. Kelly deserves more than just 30 years, bro. Because of what he did to a lot of families. Just imagine this girl, though, bro. And I'm gonna wrap it up, Mark. You can tell me to wrap it up. What he did to that girl, Mark. Why you don't tell R. Kelly to wrap that shit up? Why you don't tell him to wrap it up? He done fuck all these little panel, bro. He done fuck all these little Eclipse. Tell this man he done fuck all these kids, because you said keep it on the kids, Clips. He done fuck all the kids up, and he tell me to wrap it up. Tell him to wrap it up.
All right, man. Pass the mic, bro. Pass the mic. Go ahead, Clips.
I'm not, that's neither here nor there. To your question with Bex, like, what is he supposed to say? Like, I'm not going to get on the air and talk about, oh yeah, dude, I do this, I do that. I mean, that's needless to say. We all grown ass men, and I know any man who has children, especially any man who has a daughter. It is what it is. And thank you. R. Kelly was messing around with boys too, as the story came out. Like, that's what I said. This man had a pattern. This man had a pattern of goddamn pedophilia. This is actually not just a sexual predator, but because of his talent and his success and his fame, he became a social predator. You feel what I'm saying? And whoever, and I know he's not the only one. And like I've always said, I don't care if it's a female or if it's a man. I don't care if they rich. I don't care if they poor. I don't care if they white or they black. If they doing shit like this, we need to call them out. And people need accountability. That's what's wrong with society. And all of us, especially our culture, anybody within our age range, we've got to take some accountability. And that's what I'm talking about certain R. Kelly songs hit different. We did support this man. We enabled this man. All right. And I'm man enough to admit it on this platform and anything. That guy Eclipse, yes, I supported a fucking sexual and social predator. But once it was very clear to me that this is what this man is doing, I have to take a step back and say, whoa, Robert, you are tripping. Robert, I don't support this. Robert, take your ass to jail. I feel like Gayle King right now. Robert.
They know. Look, did she know him? He been out there in Chicago for years. She know him. Let me call Deuce real quick. Go ahead, Max, and I'm gonna call Deuce.
No, I was saying. I think part of this, man. I'm a fan of bringing back public executions for certain criminals publicly, and have that shit all over the news, social media, and let you know what happens when you do shit to kids or when you murder people or shit like that. Fuck it. You don't deserve to live anyway. You just taking up our tax money, sitting in a fucking prison for 20 years. Just die, and then the next person can think about it when they thinking about doing that shit.
Fair enough. I got my guy Deuce Time 661. You got the gun. What's up, family?
Hey man, I cannot believe I am hearing all this bullshit, man. Y'all shouldn't let them niggas do this shit to R. Kelly. Fuck that shit, man. You trying to want this nigga fucking with boys? Man, that was proven to be a fucking lie. That nigga got on the stand and said that R. Kelly's supposed to suck him up, and then they asked that nigga. They said that R. Kelly supposed to suck some punk ass little boy up, and this motherfucker said that he recorded on the iPad, and they ended up breaking it down saying that he was lying about the fucking iPad. The iPad wasn't even out then. Man, y'all believe all this bullshit. R. Kelly didn't get charged with fucking rape and molestation.
Go ahead.
He didn't get charged with that shit. Talking about shit he said in his songs. Two big bitches from fucking Donna Summers, Bad Girls, blowing the horn and hoes. What are you guys talking about right here, man? What the hell? This is bullshit, man. R. Kelly been famous since 1990. He's been famous since 1990. Y'all acting like R. Kelly driving around the playground, picking up little girls, driving at McDonald's, pulling out fucking Furties and shit. He ain't been doing none of that shit, man. They framed this nigga, homie. And y'all going along with this bullshit. That's bullshit, man.
Whoa.
But he did say.
Hold on. So let me.
No, Ben, let me host my show, Ben, because you killing me with that. You're doing it too much. I don't know if you're doing it on purpose. You're trying to take over, or you're distracting people. But you gotta let me host the show, my brother. Like, you keep cutting people off saying, "Let me ask a question." Like, you can type your questions. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to interrupt them to do that. You'll break people's train of thought. It'll break my train of thought. But I'll definitely let you get your bars off. Reggie, this is your cousin, Deuce. You had a question for him first. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say why you saying he ain't do it. I was like, well, he did make a song to pull up on little girls, go toot toot and beat beat.
So when Donna Summers made the song, about bumping their hoes, did you talk about little girls too?
When she did what? Speak up, dude. She did what?
Donna Summers, he got that saying from Donna Summers, the Bad Girl song, talking about prostitutes.
Okay.
And also, do you think that was R. Kelly in the videos that came out?
It could have been R. Kelly, but I don't think that little girl was little. I don't think that girl was a little girl.
Okay. Go ahead, Ben Israel. Go ahead.
Hey, Shalom, Deuce Town. How you doing, my brother?
I'm all right, bro. I'm pissed off about all this. Y'all bashing this nigga. Y'all did the same shit to Bill Cosby, and you all of a sudden go to Bill Cosby get out with no fucking problem.
But Bill Cosby was a different type of person.
Ben Israel, please ask your question so we can clear the line, bro.
No, I'm letting him talk because he said Bill Cosby, bro. You gotta let him finish though, Mark.
No. You said you had a question, sir. Go ahead, ask your question, please.
But this not a Bill Cosby situation though, Deuce Time. And this where you got R. Kelly. Not only just females, he got boys saying he did intercourse and performed.
That boy was caught in a lie, bro. It was debunked on trial. He was caught in a lie. The Israel girl was caught in a lie. The whole fucking thing is called fruit from the poisonous tree.
30 years is not good in the life.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, girl behind the mic.
I have a question for Deuce. Hi, Deuce, friend. So what do you say about R. Kelly and Aaliyah? That was a lie too? That's acceptable to your standards?
I know that. I don't know about that.
Huh?
You know, he could have did that with her. Y'all hold Aaliyah like she Never mind. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it.
Yeah, you can't say anything because she was 14 years old. He's a pedophile. You should have gone to jail then. So I don't know how you can excuse one behavior, turn around and say this is all lies. The evidence has been proven. Listen, some of that stuff we agree. Like some of those girls on Surviving R. Kelly, the older girls, these stories don't add up. His wife, for instance, but the underage girls, do we really have to argue about that after Aaliyah? Like, do we really have to? I mean, come on now. It only takes one.
Aaliyah, you guys hold Aaliyah like she's a god just because she died.
She's not a god. She was 14 years old, my guy. She was 14 years old, a child. A child.
I know 14-year-olds that have babies and nobody raped them. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like that.
All righty.
I'm not against that shit.
I rest my case.
He repented. If he's a molester, if he's a rapist, he's a monster, why the hell he didn't get charged with that shit? They made up the shit to charge him with.
Do you think it's gonna get overturned, Deuce, like the Bill Cosby shit?
Yeah, man. Only reason they come after R. Kelly is because he was going after his master. That's the only reason. They put that nigga in jail. And everybody just let that shit happen.
You believe that for real? This is over some music.
I do believe that shit. Because if he was a molester, if he was a rapist, if he was all that shit, he would have been charged with that. Harvey Weinstein got charged with that. How come R. Kelly didn't?
Is he making a good point? Anybody agree? Like, hey, look, why they didn't charge him straight up for child pedophilia? They charged him with a RICO case. He didn't actually get charged with rapes or sexual assault of a minor, none of that, right? It was like a RICO case.
He didn't get charged with none of that shit, man. They just made up some shit for him to have a RICO, a racketeer, for him to have sex. You know how wild that shit is? How many hoops you gotta jump through for that shit to connect? They straight that nigga out, man. Everybody, yep, he had sex with Aaliyah. If he did, he ain't the only person who ever had sex with an underage girl. It happened. Maybe he's sorry for it, maybe he's not. But you can't hold that over his head. If you judge by the worst
I will.
All right, thank you.
Clips, go ahead. Clips got a response to you. Go ahead.
I mean, I can't hold it over his head. Like I said, I had a problem with it then. I have a problem with it now. And the main thing with R. Kelly is the reason why they hit him with the RICO shit was, like I keep saying, the evidence that did come out did display he had a grooming system. Now, when you look at the reason why they're escalating the sex trafficking laws and the reason why the thing that was so scary and so, shit about Jeffrey Epstein was the system of grooming. You know, when you have these people who use their wealth and their position, and now they got handlers and assistants who it's all set up and nice where, you know, even though I think these parents are pieces of shit and they need to be criminally held accountable. It's a system of, she's just interning for R. Kelly. And while she's interning, here's an older female who R. Kelly was fucking when she was young, who she's got the Stockholm syndrome. And so she's grooming the younger girls. Well, he likes his dick sucked like this, play with his balls like this. You know, it's okay. You know, he's not going to do it all the time, but just, hey, if R. Kelly does want to do something, just like, that's sick, bro.
Like, all that shit's being debunked, though, bro. That's all hearsay, homie. They all teamed up against that nigga. Did you know R. Kelly's been extorted over 10 times to more than $1 million because these niggas have brought girls to him and he didn't even check no IDs or nothing, or hey, this girl want to hook up with you. Then come back around, they got a fucking extortion plan and sign this paper, give her this money, or we going to the police. You know what you have to do 10 times? 10 times? These people all around you were bringing girls to him. This motherfucker want to go and find no girls, man. It's been famous. R. Kelly can't walk nowhere since 1994. Where the hell can R. Kelly go? Nobody not noticing.
Deuce, that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers is bringing people to him. He's getting farmed girls.
To extort him, bro. They were bringing girls to him. R. Kelly had sex with his grandma. He had sex with any fucking body. He was sex addict, bro.
And once again, And once again, so take from what you're saying, Deuce, let's just go off what you're saying. He's a sex addict. I get it. All right. He has a sickness. I get it. Okay. But to excuse and allow a person who we can acknowledge has a sickness.
For damn self, nigga.
It's Kush, not COVID. Kush, not COVID.
Nigga, that's Newport, not COVID. I mean, not Kush.
Nah, this is one of them. This is one of them cones.
All right, go ahead.
But no, and this is the other thing we got to think about. Now, when you know, like most abusers were abusers, so at what point we got to be careful, and we can't make excuses for this sort of behavior, because on a deeper level, for the past 30-something years, the DSMs have slowly been changing to start classifying certain acts of sexual deviancy as mental illness and making excuses for it. To where right now, girl behind the mic and anybody who knows anything about the current the psychology field, you know what I'm saying, the DSMs are now starting to call pedophilia a mental illness, to where these aren't criminals, and it's starting to be normalized. Okay, so I don't care if it's R. Kelly or if it's Jesus. Okay, we've got to start putting our foot down, because you've seen what they did in the past 20, 30 years with the LGBTQYZ movement and shit like that. Nigga, we can't normalize pedophilia. We can't normalize pedophilia.
I'm not trying to excuse his actions or anything. What I'm saying is, y'all putting dubs on this nigga like he just riding around with candy in his damn pocket at the damn junior high school. And that is not the case, bro. This nigga's getting extorted, bro. These people are bringing these girls to him because they know he don't fucking take no IDs. They know he don't care nothing about what busting one. They know that.
I get you that, but so ain't that his fault?
They've been extorting the niggas, bro.
Ain't that his fault though? Like another example, Michael Jackson. All right, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, but I was the first to say, after the first allegation, the fact that he still had kids spending the night over Never Never Land Ranch, I have no sympathy for you, because if you are truly innocent, you've got to start protecting yourself. You've got to understand your situation. Okay? So R. Kelly, you know you're a sex addict. R. Kelly, you know that you're getting blackmailed and whatever. Okay? So by no later than the late 90s, R. Kelly should have been resolved within himself to move differently, and not just fuck on the first thing one of these handlers or assistants bring to his studio. The fact that he had no self-control and couldn't control himself, that removes any, they're trying to blackmail him or whatever like that, because he could have protected himself by showing some goddamn self-discipline.
But what Deuce is saying is, he was set up though. Like guys were bringing girls to him almost like, because he's not out there having to pick them up. They bringing them to him. They are allegedly, right, Deuce? Is that what you're saying? They bringing them to him just to. The girls are lying about the age, and then the people are lying, like they don't check the IDs. Like, yeah, she's good, bro. And then afterwards say, got you, bitch. You was in there with that young girl. She was underage. I got it on tape, or you got it on tape, and I stole your tapes. Like they're storing them, is what you're saying, correct, Deuce?
Yeah, give me $80,000. We'll make it go away.
Let me interject.
For real, bro.
Let me interject on that. You have to listen to R. Kelly's own biological brother. He talked about how sick his brother was, how he recorded. He talks about the moment he found the tapes. There were tapes that he was recording, VHS tapes of his brother with the underage women. Go look from his brother's interview.
You know they have beef. You know they have beef with his brother. You know his brother put a diss song on 2003. He probably didn't talk to his brother since 1990.
It doesn't matter if they have beef. He's telling you the reality of how. Listen, that's why I said I'm not going to argue about this. It's we have one. We know Aaliyah. Now, if anybody out here in the world is okay with a 14-year-old marrying a 28-year-old, then you probably need to go get your head examined too, because it's just disgusting. You're a pedophile as well. That's it. I'm not arguing about what happened now. This man has a track record. Had the right procedures been followed with Aaliyah, he still would have been in prison today. You got to realize that. It's not no Rico they're setting him up. And secondly, even if they were bringing people to him, he should have wised up and fired them people and say, don't you ever do anything like that ever again. He was complicit. It's called being complicit. If I go to a crime in a car in most states and my friend kills somebody and I don't snitch, I'm complicit. I'm going to do time. Period. It's not an argument. There's age here. I'm not understanding what is so confusing.
Nigga, hang up. Obviously, I'm on the phone. Yeah, hang up, nigga. I'm not answering the call.
You know what, dudes? Why don't you get some care packets together, get some little visiting times, put money on his books? I mean, there you go. You could do something for him.
Nah, I'm cool.
Why not? You believe in him, right? You believe in him, so go and get them care packets.
Let me clear this up. Let me end this shit, cause I'm gonna have to call you right back. Cause buddy right here ain't going like this one nigga just ain't gonna hang up.
I'll jump in the panel later.
All right, cool. My man, let it go, bro.
Man, that nigga like a pit bull.
This nigga won't let go. Let me see. Is this
that nigga? His jaw's locked. He a pit.
Okay. All right, so y'all could go. Let me reset this. I think he calling in the back line. I gotta reset this. I'll be right back.
Yo, you guys know that the age of consent is still 15 in Virginia, which I believe is where a lot of that shit went down with Aaliyah. Still right now, 2022, it's 15 for intercourse.
Yeah, the age
it's
of
16 in Ohio.
In Virginia, but Aaliyah was 14. Let's not forget that. And I know she's passed. Rest in peace. Let her soul rest in peace. But I just have to stand on that piece.
No, but I said they got married at 15, right? With the parents signing off on the marriage.
I don't know. I thought it was 14.
Was
it in Virginia? Was it in Virginia?
I'm not sure if it was.
Virginia, it was either Virginia or Illinois. In both states, the marriage was legal because the parents signed off. Okay, the marriage was legal. I've always said that, and that's why I've said I've always kind of been iffy about R. Kelly because it was legal, but was it moral?
Right.
No, and definitely not.
So even if it's legal, it just shows you the pathology of a predator, right? Even if
he's gonna walk that line. He's gonna, if the law says this, he's gonna go. If the law says 15, he's sitting there right at 14 and a half. Just, hey, bitch, I'll marry you in 6 months.
But once again, what about the parents' responsibility in this shit?
Oh, I've said that.
No one ever says anything about Aaliyah's parents. It's always on R. Kelly, R. Kelly, R. Kelly. Her parents literally signed her over.
Mm-hmm. We said that earlier. We said something was fishy about the story because I think we're talking about that they have his masters or something like that. Like Aaliyah and them people's got that, and something had to have happened to where they got that. We allegedly, we're assuming they, said, look, we got all these receipts on you. We kind of drying the well over here. So give us your masters or whatever it is he gave to them. So we were talking about that, about parents, even in these current issues, the current cases, the parents need to be charged, but there's nothing we can do unless if there's a big public outcry because their daughters are the only witnesses. Their daughters are the only people that can if their daughters went to those prosecutors during this trial and said, I want to report my parents for, selling me off, or they had something to do with this, they would have taken it seriously. But no one has pinpointed to the parents, and the strongest witnesses would have been their daughters, and they haven't even done that as well. And absolutely, we say the parents are as complicit into all of this. And I think just except for that one lady who had the one girl who they cut the hair off to make her look like a little boy, only because she was introduced to R. Kelly through a friend. Everyone else's situation, it seems like they met through like their parents and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's crazy. So then it's like looking into that. So okay, as parents, what's the MO? It's obviously money and fame or some type of backdoor deal. I mean, you gonna let R. Kelly fuck with your kid and get nothing out of it? Like, and even now they all sued him for money when this shit first started off. He wasn't getting a lot of this shit. Seems only kind of seems fishy to me if I'm playing devil's advocate. I mean, R. Kelly a weird ass dude. He probably did some shit. I don't know if he did everything, but once it started piling on, it was kind of like everyone that came at him it seemed like because he wasn't giving them money from his family from the victim's family to his own family, his sister, his brother. He wasn't breaking off nobody no money for nothing. And all of a sudden comes this big ass wave of like, it happened to me. Like 20 years, nobody even uttered the shit. I mean, we all saw the tape, whatever, right? But other than that, it was like, we didn't hear much, and then all of a sudden we heard like 50 cases. Same shit did to Cosby. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. You never really know. I was in the courtroom. I didn't read the paperwork. I didn't see the testimony shit, so I don't know. But he got found guilty. 30 years. I mean, shit. The motherfuckers in that courtroom felt like he did it. So that's what justice system's here for. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's crazy too, because when you look at the history of music, most of the greatest musicians all the time have some crazy ass shit in their fucking resume, man. Majority of them, a lot of them is underage women.
That's a great point right there, Max.
If you look at R. Kelly and you say because he did this great music, does that take away from the pedophile he is, though?
Not at all.
So you gonna say, since he made this great music, and you blame and sometimes it may be the parents' fault. He had one parent. He said they sold me to them, all that bullshit. But R. Kelly had a second chance. Remember, this is not his first trial. They gave him a break. They gave Michael Jackson a motherfucking break. I ain't see Michael Jackson over there with no little boys no more after that bullshit. But R. Kelly.
Yeah, he still had boys.
Yeah, he was. Ben, you was cooking. Then you said one thing too much. You was cooking, man.
I was doing on the carousel.
No, because when you look at R. Kelly, they let him off, and you think he'll get married to a 50-year-old woman, somebody who just it could have been any motherfucker body. And he still went back to this same pedophile behavior, bro.
Same thing.
And you want anybody to feel some type of sympathy, bro.
All right, can I chime in real quick? Ben, I'm with you, but the disagreement, it comes from the Michael Jackson thing. Michael Jackson had 2 to 3 trials and had more pending trials at the time of his death. He did not correct his behavior. As I said earlier, that's even my problem with Michael Jackson, because after that first, like I always tell people, after the first allegation, if kids are still at my Never Neverland Ranch, as soon as it got 3-4 o'clock, fuck when the sun goes down, as soon as it got 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, all y'all little bastards is getting out my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Ain't no more showering with kids. Ain't no more sleepovers with the kids in my bed. Like, listen, I done already went to trial and had to spend millions of dollars because you're saying I'm fucking kids. Last thing I would do is have a whole bunch of damn kids in a goddamn bed with me talking about, oh, it's just a sleepover. Okay? So saying that, oh, Michael Jackson didn't do that, no, you're tripping, man. But everything else, you're right. The industry has a history. The arts and entertainment industry is fucking crazy for sexual predators. Okay, and there's a lot of great artists who, no, I love their work, but I will not make excuses for them. I am a big Bobby Womack fan, but I'll be the first to say Bobby Womack was a piece of shit for what he did to Sam Cooke, not only money and his motherfucking family. That motherfucker stole Sam Cooke's music masters and everything, and got the fucking on, I think, his daughter. You feel what I'm saying? Lou Rawls. There's a whole bunch of people. What goddamn Marvin Gaye and David Ruffin was doing to poor Tammy Terrell. You feel what I'm saying? Like, these things happen. But just because these things happen are happening, we should never normalize it. And you know what? I'm with you, Deuce. There are so many other pedophiles out there. There's so many other monsters and predators that need to be taken off the streets. But you know what? I am not going to let that fact overlook the good thing that we do got one monster off the streets. And regardless of whatever it is, how you feel about it, oh, it wasn't like that, it wasn't whatever. No, this man was sociopathically preying on young black ladies throughout America. And if you think that he doesn't need to be held accountable for predatory behavior of that nature, well, then I got to disagree with you.
Who hangs out at the McDonald's by the high school? What adult, I should say, what adult with money, millions of money, millions of dollars, hangs out at a McDonald's by the high school?
In a Rolls Royce.
In a Rolls Royce. Get out of here.
Had to pull the Phantom up to get my milk, to get my McFlurry. He know that McFlurry machine broke too. It's always broke.
That's why I have Brock.
Go, hold up, real quick. Shout out to Trina George, aka Lady B, man. Super phenomenal producer, man. Dope producer, man. Thanks for pulling up, Lady B. Shout out to Boiled Baloney. YouTube said first time pulling up over here, but definitely like the show. You'll be back. Brandon Washington said, "What is exactly a pedophile anyway?" I put the definition in the chat. Go ahead,
Kelly.
man. Oh, dang.
Yeah, I think I don't remember what the exact terminology was, but R. Kelly's actually not a pedophile. I don't think by description. I think he's whatever the teenage one is, like something with an E file. But either way, I had brought up the culture thing because like how we had talked about the history of like entertainment business and it being obviously on that wave. And then you think about it as, oh, it's a different time back then. It's a different time back then. But if you see, like, the culture has shifted. Like, where we are currently, we're a lot more aware of, and we changed our morals as time went by because we determined, like, pretty much anything under 18. And there's no telling, 100 years from now, 200 years from now, they could bump it up and say, you know what, anyone below 21 is kind of weird now. And they will look back at 2022 and see when motherfuckers are fucking 19-year-olds and be like, I can't believe they did that. Because we moved on. We're like, every year we're getting smarter, I guess, as a society, but we all made a determination. Well, obviously not all of us, because there's many states in the U.S. that are still under 18 for legal consent for intercourse, such as, well, I said Virginia is 15 right now. So, at what point will we come with what point will we make like a decision of what is the actual age? What is the real? Should it be 18 for everyone and everything? Should it be 19? Should it be 20? Should it be 21 so you can be old enough to drink and go out? Like at what point do you make, okay, what's the difference between that 17, 18? 17 in a week before your 18th birthday. What makes it, like that? And then now you got motherfuckers like R. Kelly really pushing the boundaries because who knows? Maybe he is traveling to states where he's like, hey, you only got to be 15 over here. It ain't illegal. And then he's pushing the boundaries. Like, we know it's morally incorrect.
I bet you better not have no 17-year-old girls in your crib, no 16-year-old girls in your crib, bro. Because you doing a lot of capping, bro.
What are you talking about? I'm explaining culture right now. So what I'm saying is like at a certain point, I think we as a country or something needs to make a federal age of consent, and it needs to be set. I don't think it should be left up to the states, and if it is, it needs to be revised because I think we all know now that 15 is way too young, 16 too young. I mean 18, damn near 18 looking too young because motherfuckers are developing even slower now. They're less adultish at that age. There was a time when you were 16 and you had a full-time job and a fucking family. You know what I'm saying? Working in the coal mines, you was a grown-ass man. So back then, it doesn't seem like a big-ass deal if two 16-year-olds get married. They already have fucking kids by 19. But nowadays, a 16-year-old, I think, is different than a 16-year-old 100 years ago and so on and so forth. But that's my opinion. I stay away from all the motherfuckers. I don't even talk to bitches that ain't old enough to go out to drink. So I don't care if you're 18, you ain't even 21. I can't even look your way because we ain't got nothing in common.
And I understand exactly what you're saying, right? Because we have so many different states, and that
the girl behind the mic, I got a caller.
Oh, okay. That we're highlighting about the ages there, but with those marriages or consent for people under 18, I think that we talked about the parents being involved, and I think the biggest thing here is that his pattern, the behavior of grooming young underage women. Because if we really wanted to be like, I like how you brought that up, because we could look at Elvis Presley. He married, I think, a 15-year-old woman or something like that. But up to now, not that it's been on record, but we haven't heard him grooming a bunch of 14-year-old, 15-year-old or underage women, because at that time, I'm pretty sure, what's her name? Marie Presley? I don't know. The woman he married,
Lisa Marie Presley.
Their parents probably gave consent, but he married her because the laws there consented to that. So yeah, we talk about R. Kelly marrying Aaliyah, but where they married in Virginia, because that's what we're talking about, or the states that said he could be married. But I could have sworn on the documentary, the ex or the former manager say that he cooked up the birth certificates or something to get the marriage license. Right. I forget his name.
Hold on, girl behind the mic.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's kind of sickening to hear all these excuses about legal age, the cultures, all the cultures, trying to give R. Kelly a pass. There's really no pass to give him. In our culture, in American culture, you don't marry underage girls. You probably could do that in Afghanistan or some other parts of the country, but in this society that we live in, there is no excuse for pedophilia or sexual crimes. And at least out here, the way I was brought up in California, even the bad guys, even the hardcore criminals think that pedophilia is a worse crime. They don't even look at that. When I was growing up, people would tell me, if you ever go to jail, don't ever go to jail for a sex crime, because you will not be accepted. Even the criminals won't accept you. What's that saying? The honor amongst thieves or whatever. There's no excuse for that. He married a 14-year-old girl, and they got him with all this other weird stuff, and all these people are trying to condone it. It's just what's called sickening. This dude got caught. There's no excuse. That's it. He's trash. He's done. Predators are predators. A 14-year-old girl cannot think about it. If you know a 14-year-old girl, what 14-year-old girl you know is ready for marriage, especially a 28-year-old. Right now, think about someone that you know that's 14 years old right now that's ready to get married with a 28-year-old dude. Just how does that make sense? Like, it's R. Kelly's trash, man, and we need to stop doing these excuses. Yeah, the parents were at fault. There's a lot of things right that we could look at, but the main predator is R. Kelly, and whoever else does that is gonna get what they got coming. At least right here in California, we don't play with those crimes out here. This is just a big no-no. But anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for the call.
Man, thank you. What's your name, my Joe? George.
George from Long Beach. I had called in one time.
What's your name in the chat, George?
Person.
Okay, cool. But thanks.
I have like a squirrel as my avatar.
Okay, a squirrel. Okay. So you can't separate the man from the music. No more listening to R. Kelly music. None of that, right? Or no?
After this is gonna be hard, honestly.
That's what he said.
It's gonna be hard, and maybe because I'm a little bit older and I have kids. I'm 32 years old, so I have kids, I have daughters, and I'm pretty sure once they grow up, if they hear me listen to that kind of music, especially nowadays, they're just gonna do a quick Google search, and
Okay. All right, George from Long Beach, man. Welcome to the neighborhood, my brother. Thanks for calling in.
All right, man.
Took a minute, but we got the call through. Appreciate you.
All right.
All right, salute. Shout out to George from Long Beach, man. George was not gonna hang up. He let that shit keep ringing and ringing.
I got something to say, Mark. I
like
you
the
gonna
point
answer
he
this
made, though.
motherfucking phone, nigga.
I'm gonna just
I like the point he made about 14-year-olds when he said like what 14-year-old knows ready to like get married and shit, right? And I absolutely agree with him. But it's kind of hard on the other hand when you telling 14-year-olds that they can mutilate their bodies, they can take hormones, they can be transmissions, that they can be out here consenting in some states to having sex. You have so many freedoms as a minor now that you never had before, but then people cut it off at, hey, you can fuck other people, you can't fuck people of this age. You know what I mean? So it's like you shouldn't be doing any of that at that age. You shouldn't be doing any of those things. So if you're gonna let someone, it's kind of the Pandora's box thing, right? If you're gonna open that shit up for a couple things, there's gonna be a lot of shit that comes out with it. You can't just now start pulling back and picking and choosing what you can do. Is it your body, your choice, or is it not? It is or it ain't. Because you could be 14-year-old and get an abortion after you have sex underage, but you can't get married to the man that you had sex with. Like, you know what I mean? Where do you draw the line? Like, where does the government draw the line? What are we doing? Is it free for all or it's not?
Go ahead, girl behind the mic.
You're on mute.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying I was thanking Max for touching on this and really dragging the conversation to where it needs to be. where, in my opinion, because where I'm at with this is when you look at the Roe v. Wade thing and everything, this is the catch-22 I keep talking about, is as we keep trying to find extenuating circumstances and redefine this, Mex said it so well, it's a fucking Pandora's box, because I personally, my views on sex are consenting adults, and I'm very against the sexualization of children for this reason, because you can't start allowing these children to express and explore different adult aspects of sexuality and not expect things like this to happen, like girl behind the mic was alluding to. That kind of shows the sociopathic mentality of people like R. Kelly, because there are predators, men and women, who operate in this little gray area that our free society keeps creating, where is this little gray area of, oh, well, she can consent to have sex, but she can't consent to have sex with somebody who's 25. Like, she's 14. I guess she can fuck on a 16-year-old. But if he's 17, he could go to jail. Like, as we keep playing in these gray areas.
That's how that works, though.
Well, no. Some state, like I know in Ohio, 16 is the age of consent. But if the chick is 16 and you are 18, 19, and if you don't have, like, the parents' consent, like if that girl's parents ain't willing to go in the courtroom and be like, nah, we cool with this, yeah, you fuck.
What I'm looking at right here says, according to Ohio family law, a 16-year-old is considered old enough to make their own decisions and can date a man 23 years old.
Yeah, you can. Happen, but people have also got in trouble for it.
But not 24.
In what year?
The actual years and the ages, I mean, the incidence is not.
This is as of 2020.
2020, okay. So yeah, they raised it. They raised the threshold up to 23 now, and that's probably because of the one case of that boy who couldn't go to OSU because he was like 18 and his girlfriend. They really tried to run it up on him, and it pretty much fucked up his college career. So
I got a question for you guys. What about it? Like, not what about? Let me keep bringing this up, but what about in the cases of children that get emancipated early from their parents and they're legally adults? Is there a loophole for that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, at the end of the day, as men, we know better. As men, we're all men here. We fucking know better. At the end of the day, even if you found the girl attractive, because this is what I'm saying. This is why I say it's a mental, like, you're doing. That's why I've always said it's a choice. I don't believe in that I was born this way shit. Whether it's the elemental P shit or this shit, right? You're making a choice. Because I believe, hey, I'm gonna put myself out there. Pretty sure it's happened to a lot of us. There's been times when we've been places and we've seen a little, oh, she bad, woo, woo. And you find out how old the bitch is. You go, oh, nope, whoop, walk the fuck off. Don't talk to, don't talk, didn't even look, clear it out your mind. But for that moment in time, you did find that girl attractive until you found out her age. And as a man, a real man, you know, hey, you're this many years old, shut down, I'm out, I'm not attracted no more. This is how it goes. This is how you're supposed to be as a man. But then you got motherfuckers like R. Kelly is just like, I don't see nothing. I just start singing it a bit. Man, you see R. Kelly had these girls rubbing his dick in concert. He don't give a fuck about nothing. He made a freestyle.
Yeah, he was not checking ID before he threw his cock out in the front row.
Okay,
not at all.
I'm looking at this Ohio close in age. They have a close in age exemption, but yeah, 16. You can sleep with somebody 30 years old, bro. It's not cut off. There's no.
California just passed a law that if you're within 10 years of the person you offended, you don't have to file as a sexual offender.
Okay, that's a close in age exemption. So what they see right here, what they got right here is the close in age exemption. Is like when it's two young people together. Like, example, a 13-year-old can have legally consensual sex with somebody who's 17 in Ohio. But once the person 17 turns 18, he cannot no longer have consensual sex with anyone under 16. But 16 all the way up to 40, man. It ain't
that's just allowing underage sex.
Thank you, Mark, for clarifying that. But then you said the code was revised in 2020, right?
No, I didn't say the code was revised. That article I read was as of 2020.
Oh, okay. Because I do remember in early 2010s there was a boy who that's why there was a big debate about it. There was this young black kid from Steubenville. He was a football player from Steubenville, Ohio, and on his way to go play for the Buckeyes. And it was a thing, just like you were saying. And everybody knew about it. It was fine. It was cute in town. But like now he turned 18 and he's going on to O State. And the wrong people got wind of this and made it a thing. And yeah, that boy had his life completely fucked up. And it was all over the news because even because of his football prowess and because of the additional scandal it brought to OSU, you had a lot of local lawmakers trying to review the consent laws, and it was a big debate.
Fair enough. Go ahead. Anybody got anything else they want to add to this conversation? Shout out to Brandon Watch. He said, nobody here is exposed. Y'all need to stop. Brandon said, just because I have a different of opinion. Who said something to you, Brandon? What happened? Brandon said, just because I have a difference of opinion or I may think different doesn't mean that I agree. It just means it's a topic we're kicking around. Nobody's really exposed. What I miss?
I just want to make it clear that I'm not cool with either side of this coin. As a father of a 13-year-old daughter, ain't no 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old daughter of mine going to be out here fucking nobody, whether they're age or otherwise. And if she find out, it's going to be a problem. And I don't support R. Kelly being as old as he was, going after young bitches. Either way, I'm not cool with any of that shit on both sides of the coin. So
they're not young bitches, they're children, bro. They're minors. We got to start calling them young bitches and young hoes. They're kids.
You could be a young hoe at that age. I was a hoe at 16 for sure.
Not with an older man. They're victims, bro.
Like when I was 16, 17, I was fucking a 36-year-old girl, and I didn't see nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, I kind of still don't.
In this case, these girls are victims, bro. Let's not call them young hoes.
All right, well, young females, young unguided youth,
young ladies. Yeah, young ladies, minors.
I'm not. Nah, if you're fucking at that age, I'm not gonna call you a lady. We'll say young females though. We'll go young female. I got you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because you're definitely not a lady. But I'm saying like I was 16, 17, fucking with older girls.
Hold on, what were you? You was a young man or no?
I was old.
Okay.
Nigga, you still a hoe. You still a hoe, man.
Nah. Ever since I had a kid, that scared me off. I was
a goddamn lie.
All right.
You ate some ass this week.
Hey, you think I'll be on here every night with you motherfuckers if I had a bitch? Come on now.
You got a point there. But
thank you.
But don't be acting like you don't be out here eating random ass. I can look at your goddamn goatee. Nigga, you ass eating ass motherfucker, boy.
Do I look like I got a grill? Nah, I'm good.
I get it now. Somebody in the chat was saying, y'all, okay, me, that's who said y'all exposed. Some of y'all are, he said, a lot of y'all expose yourselves taking up for R. Kelly. All right. But Brandon Washington, hit dogs holler. He didn't say Brandon Washington. He didn't say Brandon Washington expose yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mark, I got a question for you, bro. Do you think there's more pressure on young men or young women to have underage sex? Because I feel like men are always encouraged to pull older females, and you get points for that.
Bro, I'm not a woman, so I don't know.
Okay, so girl behind the mic. I mean,
that's girl.
Mm-hmm. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Do you feel?
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think there's more pressure for young men or for young women as minors to have sex, especially with older people?
It's a very good question. I can only speak for myself and perhaps the little group of friends I was with in high school. Looking back, my little circle of friends and we didn't deal with the high school boys. We wanted older guys because the older guys had cars and fancy cars and they were cooler and stuff like that. So looking back, it wasn't peer pressure, but I guess it's just one of those things. The problem, okay, I can only really speak, like we felt like we were grown, we were in high school and nobody wanted to talk to the high school boys. And so when the Mercedes-Benz pulled up and the boy was picking you up, you're like, come on guys, come with my boyfriend. He's like 21 years old and you just feel grown. And perhaps among that or around that situation, because then the guy's older. So what is he doing? You see what I'm saying? And then in those circumstances, you're kind of like, I got to do the grown up thing, since I'm trying to be older and cooler and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily peer pressure, but I think it's a combination of curiosities and just hormones and talking about it later on with your friends. So I wouldn't necessarily call it peer pressure or pressure. That's just the way I see how we were in our little group.
I think we all had those groups of girls in our high schools. I think every high school has, the girls getting picked up by the older boyfriends already in college or something, or graduate already, or has an actual full-time job and shit. But I know, like, as men, we used to get points for that shit. Like, the older the girl was, that we could pull older girl at such a young age, like, for me, I was 16, 17, already had an apartment, wasn't going to school, already had a car, was already trapping. So, like, I was pulling older girls like nothing. Like, but I remember it being like a high five for that, though. Like, oh, she's 25, bro. Oh, yeah, like. So, I just don't know how. What do you guys think is the solution to that shit, though? Because that's dangerous going both ways.
I agree. That's very problematic both ways.
But what do you think, girl behind the mic? As a woman, what do you think that solution could be to keep those girls out of those circles?
It's a good question. And once again, I can only go back to me and my friends. We were bad. We were trying to like that. Exactly. When you said high-fiving, that's what it was about. When high school was over and everybody's in the parking lot and the cars pull up and all this other stuff like that. So, you could continue to say, love your kids, but we were just a, curious, bad little group of friends. You're talking about girls that were sneaking out, going to nightclubs. You know what I mean? That's just, I don't know what the heck. Like, when I look back at it right now, I don't know why. I was talking with my best friend. We were sneaking out, going to the club. And so just so that I can set it all up, not American clubs. This was when I was back home in Zimbabwe. And they didn't ask for ID. So what they do is that they just look at you from head to toe until you go in. And so so me, my best friend, and most of my circle, we looked older for our age. We're not tiny, frail little girls, like, nothing wrong with tiny, frail girls. We looked like we were probably about 18, probably, we were voluptuous, curvy, whatever. And so when we would get to the club, what was funny was we would get, there was this alcohol called Hunter's Gold. I'm telling you, just no ID check-in back home. And so we would get the Hunter's Gold alcohol cans and would just hold it in our hands all night because we were trying to be like, we're fitting in. We're grown. And I don't know what possessed us to be there, but just like crazy curiosities, probably no attention at home, didn't care. Nobody was looking out, watching where we were or whatever. I can't tell you why we did what we did. And it is a sensitive subject, or we should say it's a sensitive subject because like that, I could be an example. I was, young. And so with my circle of friends, the guys we talked to were older, 18, 19, 20, you got a car, you got a job, right? Take me and my friends out to pizza. You know what I'm saying? Take us out to ice cream. Let's go get some ice cream cones. So,
how old do you have to be in Zimbabwe to go out?
To nightclubs?
Yeah.
You have to be 18 and over. So they didn't check. Okay. They didn't check IDs. And I think it was they're like, okay, girls, just get, they want more girls in there than guys. So, but they didn't enforce. It wasn't enforced like, where's your ID and so forth. So that was that. So yeah, I feel sorry because it's a fine line, right? The other night, I think when I was replaying the show, there was a conversation of the lady who said she was raped at 16 and the dude that raped her was getting custody of her daughter. But when I, looking up at that story, she was at a nightclub. She was 16 and she had a fake ID and she went into a nightclub. So you could easily get caught up into that. Like I said, I don't have a definition of why we were doing the things we were doing other than trying to be cool and hip. But it wasn't like, peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird.
Yes, because I when I was in San Diego for those ages, 16, 17, I just hopped the border, went to Mexico. You only have to be 16 to drink, 16 to get in the club. So there was little hot pockets in there getting off, men and women, little youngsters, teenagers, and a lot of them came from the U.S. to go to Mexico just so you can get drunk at 16 and not get in trouble. And you can get everything over there. You can get a hotel room, all that at 16. At least when I went, this was early 2000s. So it just like that's what I'm saying, this culture thing. But the thing about R. Kelly, he ain't in that range. He not in that, I was 22, I was 21. Like, nah, he was a full-grown fucking man, a celebrity. He could have got any female he wanted and then some. So it's like, there's a lot of smoke. There's got to be at least a little bit of fire, man. But like I said, I'm still listening to his fucking songs. Call it whatever you want. He got too many good ass songs. I'm not listening to some of the songs. There's a good part of his catalog in early parts. I probably won't listen to some of that shit. But like his early 2000 run, late 90s run, I'll probably still rock that.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? We were talking about the man or the music, and then you ask yourself, like, wait a minute, was he inspired to write this song because of what he just did like 30 minutes ago?
Yeah,
But the thing is, then how, if I go to a wedding, am I not going to step in the name of love? Am I not going to dance to Ignition if I'm at a wedding? Like, oh, no, I'm sitting down. That's it, So he's a talented person. That's the human nature. We are so freaking flawed. And so, like I'm not, okay, anybody, y'all could do whatever you want. But for me personally speaking, in life, I've never been that person. Like and I guess maybe that's my like whatever, like passive little whatever attitude. Like I'm not, but I don't have R. Kelly's albums. So, but I'm like, if I'm listening to Pandora and if a song comes, I'm not all like radical, like, turn my ears off, maybe sage the phone. But it just goes to everything. Like I said, when Roe got reversed, did people stop having sex? When Gucci offended the black people, did black people stop buying Gucci? So, I mean, it's just an interesting thing. And I'm not saying that people should or shouldn't listen to it, but I just...
My bad. I said the niggas was buying fake Gucci anyway. But go ahead. Fake Gucci anyway.
Right.
Knock off Gucci, right.
Exactly.
It wasn't the fake Gucci company that did the offending.
How you gonna boycott some shit you can't even afford anyway?
Right.
I'm boycotting the Maybach, nigga. I'm just like your boy Fred Hart and Big Crip Hawthorne. I'm boycotting the Phantom till they make them solar powered. Like, I never make that heavy. Yeah, I'm boycotting tanks. Yeah, because I can't get a tank. Yeah, I'm boycotting private.
You know what's crazy? Now that I'm coming to think about it, when your caller called in about the whole jail and sex offender shit, I mean, R. Kelly looks like he's having a good time in there.
Oh my God. I can't with you, man. What you mean?
I don't think anyone else in there thinks he's guilty because, I mean, I never heard of him getting beat up or nothing. He's in here doing videos and shit.
Trying to fight.
Yeah, I heard him
get beaten up now. He's sentenced. Now that he's sentenced, he's probably going.
He going to prison now. He ain't going to jail.
They're waiting on him. They got the Vaseline. They're waiting on him. He's going to be singing. Okay.
They sending him up the road now, bro.
That dude's just gonna be calling people's mamas and singing for him for items, man. They ain't gonna do nothing to him. They gonna pimp him out for services, but I don't know if it's gonna be sexual. We got too much talent.
That's crazy.
He gonna win every talent show in prison.
Right. But shit, that's it for me, man. Y'all got anything else? Somebody said the county is worse than prison. We shall see. Because what county you talking about, Deuce? What jail? What county? It's different everywhere.
California, at least, counties are usually worse than prisons.
Shit, Rikers. I think Rikers Island, right? Was he on Rikers while he was locked up? Or they sending him to Rikers while he was waiting for trial in New York?
I have no idea.
Because it's a federal case, though, right? So is he going to federal prison, federal racketeering, or is it state RICO?
Honestly, I ain't paying no attention to this shit. This shit surprised the fuck out of me this morning when I seen it. I thought, oh yeah, he was still fighting that, huh? I stopped paying attention. He hasn't come out with a hit in years. That's why I'm with Girl Behind the Mic. I'm not buying his albums, nothing. But yeah, when them songs come on in the mix, I'm not changing them shits either. Except for a couple, I'm definitely changing a couple of them things. But other than that, I mean, he's not on my mind on a regular basis like that.
Like what? I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. You can't play that?
No, I could probably still play that.
Sex Me Baby.
Actually, shit. If I have the right female there, I'm probably playing all that.
Yeah, half on the baby. You still playing Half on the Baby?
If I have the right female there, I'm probably playing all that.
Okay, so you are. So you're not. You can't. You can't. You can still play the songs.
Yeah. We
call cat.
Fuck.
We call cat.
You got me.
Yep.
I'm playing all that shit. Yep.
Same girl. I'm a flirt. Cookie.
Oh yeah, I'm playing all that. I'm playing all that shit.
Okay.
Leave How to Fly. I Wish. All that. Even Ignition, the remix and the original. I'm playing all that. I might even watch Trapped in the Closet. The first at least 3 episodes of that. Not all 17, but yeah.
I love that song "I'm Your Angel" by Celine Dion with him and Celine Dion. I love that when Whitney Houston died, he did that. What was that song he sung at Whitney Houston's funeral? I Turn to You. It's a gospel song. Turn to You. Beautiful song. Yeah, but it is what it is. Dude said county jail is worse than prisons anywhere, and Fed time is sweet. Shit, I don't want to do no time, nigga. No time for me, nigga.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
I'm never going back to no bars, period.
All right. Well, dudes, final thoughts, man. Go ahead. Dude. Final thoughts, dude. I'm sorry, Mix.
Oh, Mark died.
My bad.
Final thoughts. I do not support R. Kelly, the man. I will still listen to his music. He's getting 30 years for what he did. So obviously, the justice system decided he was guilty for whatever evidence they had for him. So yeah, I'm not gonna second guess the shit. Unfortunately, he's still the fucking king of R&B. It's gonna be a long time for someone beats him. So if y'all really hate R. Kelly that much, raise a better musician to take the title, and then we can forget about him because we'll have a new one.
Fair enough. Appreciate the mix.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Clips. Final thoughts.
My final thought is this: that we've got to just make sure that personal accountability is real, and that R. Kelly, though a great talent, it's sad to me that most of our talented people, the power comes from the pain, and so a lot of great artists and a lot of people of great talent, they come from hurt places, but it's sad that when they get their success or whatever, they end up becoming the very monsters that hurt them. And it's sad that we live in a society where it took so long for us to recognize his behavior, because maybe we could have recognized the signs more, and maybe we could have got that brother the help that he needed, and maybe stop some of them girls from getting touched. Because like I keep saying, we don't know how many girls got affected by this. So R. Kelly, what I'm saying? So remember, that cycle of hurt just got repeated. So now there's countless hurt women. There's countless hurt women now because of R. Kelly, who could be out there hurting men or hurting other women. And so what the main thing is, it's not about, this person ain't shit, that person ain't shit, but we got to address it and stop the cycle of abuse and hurt.
Fair enough. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for pulling up. All right. Reggio, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Final thoughts on anything, man?
Nah, man, it's a good discussion, man. It's crazy seeing a guy like R. Kelly fall from, such a height, and here he comes landing smack dab right on concrete, man. It's sad, but it also plays into the ever-growing situation when you're dealing with grown men and young girls, the ones who sit out here and prey on them. And it just so happened this dude being a superstar, and he got himself caught up. It's been talked about for years. You bring it up about the people who enabled a lot of that stuff, and they should be held accountable for it as well. Or maybe consciously it eats at them for what they sat back and watched. But that's my thoughts.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for pulling up, Reg.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, when you gonna do your next episode?
Another live?
Yeah, man. You gotta go in on the struggle shot. It's a lot of content over there for you.
Man, I see. But no, I ended up doing it on Instagram. Huh?
He said they're promoting drugs and doing drugs with Mike Tyson.
Man, I seen that shit, man. That fool. Then talking about black women all the time. Like, man, this nigga don't knock it off.
He's a knockoff. That can't knock it off. You're a knockoff. He's one of the fake. Never mind, man. Never mind. I'll leave him alone. Go live, man. Chop it up with us.
No, because I'm up here knocking out some stuff.
Okay, what's her name?
Nah, nigga.
All right. Well, thanks for being in, Reg. Appreciate your time, bro. God bless. Shout out to Box Conversation, Reggie Owens 1 and 2, Politics and News with Reggie Owens. And you can also find him with Reading with Reggie Owens. Appreciate it. Girl Behind the Mic. And then there were two.
Yeah, well, all I could say to Robert Kelly is don't drop the soap, brother.
Ouch.
That's all I could say. And I mean, that's all I could say. The facts were presented. This was a federal case. So it's not like, it happened overnight. The feds have about a 96% conviction rate, and they do their homework and they're patient. There's definitely a message to learn here, right? Because here's the thing, I want to be as rational as I can be, right? Like I said, I gave an example of myself. I can't tell you as a child why, when, all that was happening. I just know it was happening. So I'm probably not the only one, and my group of friends are probably not the only one. There are probably underage girls out here trying to pass off as older women. But at the end of the day, ultimately, it's the adult's responsibility. R. Kelly knew his value, who he was with, while he was coasting and hanging out at a McDonald's by a high school, and all these things that he was doing. He knew. And so if it were me with that kind of, esteem or whatever it's called, that kind of like reputation, knowing, you're a celebrity, I'm going to be cautious of who I bring in my circle. I got a name to protect. So at the end of the day, in the states that don't recognize under 18 girls that have been given parental consent, in those states, if you're an older man and you get involved with a girl that's under 18, it will be considered a statutory rape. Even if you say she gave you a fake, you didn't know it was a fake ID, or she told you she was 18, you will be charged. This is just where it's at. You will be charged in those states that don't recognize that. So that's where this is. And also, just as a reminder, this is a case that has been compiled off of a lot of things. It's just not necessarily the women that came out. There are a lot of women that we did not see, that were not on the surviving R. Kelly episodes and so forth. So they had enough information. And also, don't forget, there's like sex trafficking on there. Allegations of him and his team getting these underage girls from one state to the other. And I don't know what these girls would have said. Maybe they were being held against their will, or whatever the case is. They compiled their case. So don't drop the soap. Sorry, brother, but now you got to be accountable for your actions. That's all.
Absolutely. He's going to be held accountable, man. Deuce said he didn't do it, though. Deuce is saying he's innocent. What do you say to the people who say he's innocent? He was railroaded, Girl Behind the Mic. What do you say to that?
I say that the federal courts found him guilty. They have about a 96% conviction rate. I mean, the thing is, until we read the transcripts of this whole entire case, which has been ongoing for some years, then can we only really understand how big it is. We're not talking about snippets on YouTube. We're not talking about opinions on YouTube. We're talking about until we get our hands on those transcripts, you will understand that. Because I was even surprised when I heard sex trafficking, and I was finding out the reasons for the sex trafficking allegations and stuff like that. I didn't even know. And then whatever it was they were trying to charge him with in New York, I heard it's like something really big out there. So there's a lot going on that we typically don't tend to know, because this, wasn't as widely televised, or was it even televised? I don't know. But what I'm saying is the transcripts will tell the story. He's been convicted by the feds. That's it, period. He's been convicted by the feds. They found evidence. Okay, now to say that he's wrongfully convicted, you're saying that the feds planted stuff, the feds put the girls in his hands, the feds sex trafficked the girls for him, and all this other stuff. And then you are also dismissing the witnesses, the countless witnesses that took the stand.
Yeah. A lot of witnesses, man. A lot of witnesses. A lot of women went up there and either all told the same lie, or he did a lot of things to the same people. He said we should charge Kim Fox. We can't charge nobody, man. We the people can't charge nobody. We can vote on a jury to charge the broad, but Deuce, we can't charge. We should charge Kim Fox. Who's we? We can't charge it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you should call Mayor Leadfoot, whatever her name is, and maybe talk to her, Deuce. You might want to do that.
Right. All right. Well, other than that, man, that's it for me. I hope y'all had a good time watching the show. Somebody said the show is over. Yeah, it's actually a little bit longer than I wanted to be. I told y'all the show's going to be getting shorter, so I can focus on the members and the people who actually want to get this content, man. So, my man said, shout out to Coach Malachi. He said 30 years is a long ass time at R. Kelly's age. Right? He's 52, 55. How old is R. Kelly? R. Kelly's age. Let me see. R. Kelly. I know he's in his 50s, right? So let me see. 55 years old, 30 years, that's 85. 85. That's a life sentence, man.
There won't be no keys to that ignition when he get done with it.
Nah, yeah, because we're gonna have cars in the air by then. Shit. Yeah, that's a long time, man. Long time. All right, but shoot, that's it for me, man. Girl behind the mic, you got anything you want to plug and promote before I let you go?
That's it. Thank you so much. Great show, great panel, great chat conversations. Shout out to Marq Nash, Breaking Beats, and you have a great night.
God bless, sis. Peace.
You too.
All right, follow my girl behind the mic, aka Memory, on all platforms. Let me put our link tree in the chat. And yeah, man, good conversation. Girl behind the mic. Let me find a link tree real quick. Yeah, like I said, man, some of these topics we're doing, I get it. They're a little touchy-feely. Everybody's not gonna like it. Everybody's, it's not. Look, I'm not here to get you guys to change your opinions on anybody. That's not what we're here. We're here to hear everybody out, let everybody have a chance to speak. Check out my girl. Somebody said, Carmen said, we never get no flying cars. We never get them, right? Right. You're probably right. He said, such a joy for FBA downfall. Man, this ain't got nothing to do with FBA or none of that stuff, man. This is about, I don't think that came up in the case, bro, whether he's FBA or not. You do wrong. Deuce times another one bites the dust. She laughing. She's like, yeah, you can't make her mad about that shit. And Deuce, you shouldn't get that upset about this. Like, you don't know him. You don't talk to him. You talk to us over here more than you'll ever talk to R. Kelly, unless y'all become pen pals. So it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's another great episode of Breaking Beats with your man Marq Nash. You already know what we do. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. We break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and somebody said I'd rather play in traffic than to listen to the big section. Damn. You already know what we do. We break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, anything else you and I feel like talking about. It's a hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly because life is serious enough. You seen the news, R. Kelly, 30 years. And he still has other cases. That's just in New York. He still got to go to Illinois. He has to go in, I think, is either Wisconsin or Michigan. I think it's Michigan. So, yeah, he's still going to be on tour. Just a different type of tour. All right, so hope y'all love the show. Smash the like button, share the link. Go to marqnash.com, marqnash.com, pick you up a t-shirt, a hoodie, a tank top, or something. Support the show. Help us get to 10,000, all right? I'll see y'all on the next one. Yeah, that's it. Peace. Oh, and subscribe, man. Join up for members only. I got a lot of content over there already. And like I said, we're going to be doing a lot more members only starting tonight, actually. So I got some stuff I'm doing over there tonight. So pull up, check it out, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Oh, yeah. Last but not least, sometimes when we having these conversations on the show, these conversations can get heated, real heated debates, a lot of arguing, a lot of bickering, people yelling, going at each other. I need you guys to always remember one thing.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Drive.
This that squad sound.